Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Buffalo expecting 3 to 6 feet of snow this weekend, as unfortunately the NFL was forced to move the Cleveland Brown Buffalo Bill game to Motown on Sunday afternoon now due to the weather. I wish they would have kept it in upstate Western New York, in Orchard Park, just for the hell of it, to have a snow game mid-November here. But one, due to the Bills playing at the Lions a week from now on Thanksgiving, um, you know, really their hands were tied. It's either they played in it or moved it to a different city at the same time, and they did the latter. Um, so, of course, that is what it is. That was the big breaking news in the National Football League here today as we kick off Week 11 coming up shortly with Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video with the Tennessee Titans and Green Bay Packers. Um, as we're past midway point in the thick of it, from training camp, preseason, into the fall, it's now football weather. Winters come early. Tonight's game will be cold, and when I say cold, I mean very cold, at least for a game here in 2022. I think we've had something this cold just yet. Mid-20s, wind chill, or about 10 degrees as we near kickoff with Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and Kaylee Hartung on the call as the Titans take the field in their home blue uniforms. The Packers playing at home at Lambeau Field wearing all white this evening, coming off of a win against the Dallas Cowboys this past Sunday in overtime, snapping a 5-game losing streak. They hadn't won since they won in overtime early October, also at home against New England Patriots. Tennessee, in the meantime, they're coming off a win as well this past week against the Denver Broncos. So you have Tennessee at 6-3, coming up to Green Bay in the cold, and it might snow a little bit here tonight as well in prime time once again, just as they did late in the year a couple years back now. Green Bay now sitting at 4-6, potentially last week's win could get them over the hump now, make some noise down the stretch, even though still ain't going to get any easier. I've been saying all they need is a little spark. They've been banged up about 10 minutes away from kick as they dim the lights, and they'll go through intros with the national anthem. But just as always, thanks for tuning in and listening. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Glenn Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, thumbs up button, share hashtag NFL, hashtag Titans, hashtag Packers, hashtag, what do we got? It's Thursday Night Football, Week 11 to begin. So TNF, Thursday Night Football, TNF on Prime as well. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. So let me know in the comments below who you have in fact winning. It should be a good game. Every single Thursday night game, minus week 1, has been decided by 12 points or less. Now, last time these two teams met, no doubt about it, Green Bay blew them out. But, of course, that was then. This is now. Teams are, for the most part, still the same. Very similar than they are different. Expect a lot of rushing tonight. Run the damn ball with Derrick Henry and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Green Bay's mentioned at 4-6, but they've been banged up, and they haven't just, until recently, been able to seemingly put it all together, it's felt like. Like I said, all they needed was a spark, and seems like they got that with a big win, come from behind win in the fourth quarter last week against the Dallas Cowboys. I mentioned a game-winning field goal in OT. Short week for both teams. Tennessee won on Sunday as well against Denver. We saw bonus coverage of that after whatever the hell game was on CBS prior. I can't even remember. This last week in the NFL, as always, football is football. It's top notch. Best sport on planet Earth. But, coming into tonight, honestly, as they give us a preview with the opening video package, who's going to step up and make some plays? Last week, Christian Watson for Green Bay finally caught some balls, caught a few touchdown catches as well. They're going to get the ball to Aaron Jones out of the backfield one way or another, whether that's on the ground or catching it, and Green Bay's about to take the field here. They give us the 84 hours to kick off, and now it's game time. But, yeah, very cold. 26 degrees officially. Feels like 16. It's going to get colder as the game goes on over these next few hours. Odd seeing Green Bay, of course, playing at home wearing all white. But, yeah, Al and Kirk on the call. So we'll see how tonight goes. But the last week it was Christian Watson, making some plays. First Green Bay receiver, I believe, since the mid-1970s to have, and as a rookie receiver for the Packers, to have 3 touchdown catches in one game, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, this is football weather. Green Bay lives for this, as do a few other teams. Tennessee's used to playing, hard-fought, ground and pound, punch in the face, smash mouth, type of football, and expect that tonight. But, them in cold weather, as Rodgers has a good record in that category, Tennessee on the flip side, well, we'll see what gives. But, like I said, I expect a lot of running the damn ball tonight, especially with Derrick Henry. If he doesn't get 25 carries for, close to 100 yards, if not more, there's something wrong. Especially when, Tannehill's at quarterback and Malik Willis getting a few starts recently, but Tannehill's return. Need to make some plays. I think these tight ends could, especially Big Bob, Robert Tonyan, could be a playmaker tonight. Nobody's really talking about that position. There's always, talking about Henry, and then talking about Aaron Jones, getting him the ball one way or another, on the ground or out of the backfield in the screen game. And then A.J. Dillon, the bulldozer that he is as well. But then these offensive lines got to be able to block, for one, and these defensive front fours and front sevens got to get after the quarterback. You got to have a quarterback in order to win. 1, 2, you got to protect him, or you got to get after him one way or another. So, got some injuries tonight, I might add, as well. Green Bay is going to be without Amari Rodgers at receiver after he was released this past week. So, no longer with the team. Romeo Doubs out at wide receiver as well for the Green Bay Packers. He was one that, with all the injuries they had early on in the season, he was one that stepped up and really came on against Tampa Bay before the first of the 2 hurricanes that hit Florida this fall, late September. Had that second one last week, gone to the East Coast, so now it's, gotten really cold and winter's arrived. It's felt like everywhere now. It's going to be cold, and it might snow here a little bit tonight. Not as much, of course, as it's going to in upstate Western New York and Orchard Park, just south of Buffalo, where the Bills play at. Of course, that game moved, as mentioned. But the last time these two teams met in primetime, late 2020, it was a snow game. It was on Sunday Football. Al Michaels was on the call for that as well with Chris Collinsworth. I'm sure they'll talk about that game a little bit tonight, just because of recent history. And then here we are in primetime again on Thursday night, and the weather's for the most part about the same. But Dobbs out. But, Rodgers at quarterback. He has Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon in the backfield. And Jones can get a lot of all-purpose yards if you need him to. Cobb returns at receiver, I might add. So, of course, their connection. Talk about history there. Watson, I don't think he's going to have as good of a game as he had last week. That was a showing out, no doubt about it. Coming out party, if you will, after a slow start for him. But then, the Lizard, Alan Lazard, and, Sammy Watkins has been around the league, can catch a few balls thrown his way if need be, are still there. But so I think Tunyon might have a big game for Green Bay tonight, because if you're running the ball or going to be running the ball as much as we all expect, you're going to open up the play action, and hopefully the middle of the field is going to be there for you. So watch out for these tight ends. Tennessee's going to be without Bud Dupree coming off the edge, also without their kicker and Randy Bullock, I might add as well. So we'll see how much of a factor special teams is. We've had a lot of close games so far this year. Coming up week 10 and week 11 tonight, and like I said, on Thursday Night Football, minus week 1, which was on NBC, and next Thursday night game will also be on NBC. Next week is Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone has a happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, or Happy Holidays if you're one of those persons. But all Thursday night games, minus week 1. So everything from week 2 on Amazon Prime Video, as mentioned, have been decided by 12 points or less, with officially, as I look at these previous games, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those games decided by 5 points or less. So, somebody knows something. We'll see what it gives. But in the meantime, once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Sure, follow and subscribe on social media. Hit the description below, thumbs up button, share, check questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, and super thanks. Always get appreciated as well. Looks like Tennessee's back deep to receive, so let's see Tannehill and the Titan offense out in the field first. There's the starters for both teams out. But as always, coming at halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores. We're going to recap last weekend in both college football and the NFL, and also preview this upcoming weekend as well in both. So stay tuned for that. It is cold. There's snow flurries. It's starting to snow. So Crosby on to kick off, left to right, and Tennessee back deep to receive. So here we go on Thursday Night Football from the 8 on the return. Out past the 30 to 35. Got a flag on the play. Probably coming back for a hold. Blocking the back. See, we're 7 seconds in. We already got a penalty on the field. Bill Vinovich, our white capper zebra here tonight, got a hold on the return, 10 yards, and we'll see where it occurs at, because 10 yards from the spot of the foul, be 1st and 10, Tennessee. Looks like around 20-yard line or so, give or take. That's officially where they spot this ball at. And we'll get a show on the road here and say huddle up, but 1st and 10, we're actually going to spot it officially at the 17-yard line. Okay, 17-yard line to begin the game after the hold on the return. 1st and 10, Titans. As mentioned, it is cold and it is starting to snow. Tannehill out of the gun, going to fake the give on the draw, over the middle, incomplete. No flag, as we had on the return on the opening play. There's Mike Vrabel going up against a former colleague of his in Matt LaFleur, who worked under Vrabel in Nashville. Of course, left to take the Green Bay job. They've won the NFC North a few straight years, but 4-6 and hosting Tennessee tonight. So Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Tannehill now under center. Here comes a run. Derrick Henry for about 3, maybe 4 yards, making it look easy. And if, he's going to average, 3-4 yards of carry here tonight, he's actually going to come out for this play. So 3rd down back, and number 25 from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Hassan Haskins enters the ball game for the Tennessee offense. They got a 3rd and 7, trips near side, right to left across your television screen, radio and audio dial. As Green Bay kicked off to begin the game, the opposite way out of the gun, almost jumped. And 3, 2, they get it off just barely. Looking to throws, Tannehill, going to go deep down the middle. And they have a 1st down in Packer territory down inside the 40. And Traylon Burks, who they drafted out of Arkansas, thank you, Al Michaels. Yeah, they traded A.J. Brown. And, of course, A.J. Brown's had a phenomenal year in Philadelphia as an Eagle. Burks has battled some injuries. Very similar type of, receiver. And rather than paying A.J. Brown, they traded him, got some picks, and drafted his replacement. And there's a deep ball down the middle of the field, and they'll get back to the run game now and try to go up early here with a field goal or a touchdown. 1st and 10, Derrick Henry pushes away 8-9 yards. They got a 2nd and short here, so 3rd, 7. I wasn't expecting a deep ball, but Tannehill's, no doubt about it, battled critics throughout his whole entire career. Former receiver himself at Texas A&M. Switched to quarterback, former Dolphin. They traded him to Tennessee around the draft when they were, trying to figure out what the hell they were doing moving forward. And, right now, seemingly has worked out. Run a screen near side, 1st and 10, Tennessee. But Tennessee held. Last year, they're number 1 seed in the AFC, had a 1st-round bye, and then lost to the eventual AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs on a game-winning field goal. And then there's talk, of course, with Tennessee and Green Bay here tonight that, if Rodgers was going to leave Green Bay, the Titans potentially could have been a destination for Rodgers. Of course, not the case. They worked out an extension, and, he's still a Packer. They're at 4-6. It's been a good 6-7 years since, to this point in the year, they've been, below 500. Not necessarily this bad. They just haven't, like I said, once again, haven't been able to put it all together. But as he looks on from the sideline, Tennessee going on a 4 or 5 minute drive here to begin the game after a hold backed them up on the opening kick, and then only 3 yards, giving a big, 1st down deep ball, and then got a 2nd and 7 here. So right on the outside of the red zone at the 22-yard line. We'll see if they do. Out of the gun, Tannehill, complete, and another 1st down for the Tennessee offense. That's Austin Hooper, formerly in Cleveland and Atlanta. They zoom in on the snow up by the lights, and it's really starting to come down. But the thing is, right now, it's not sticking to the field. So we'll see how much, factor the weather is going to be tonight. But, here we are, week 11, and football weather. Got a snow game tonight. Hoping for a Snowmageddon game on Sunday and a blizzard. Pass caught, touchdown Titans. Hilliard 40 on the reception, and Tennessee goes up early, 6-0, pending upcoming extra point. So, talk about that Brown-Bill game. Unfortunately, it got moved earlier today. Buffalo, I would have to think the Bills would have left, a short time ago, or, they're getting ready to, because if they don't leave soon, they might not get out of the city to even get to Detroit. to play the game for that matter. Cleveland's still gonna, as they're gonna travel and go to Buffalo. Now they'll just have to change plans and go to Detroit. They'll leave on Saturday, but Buffalo playing a home game on the road because of the weather. At least the game is now inside, but no doubt about it. Would have wished to see football game played in snow because what's more fun than that? Not much. So Tennessee field goal up and good, extra point up and good. Excuse me. With their kicker who normally kicks extra points and field goals out. Randy Bullock inactive tonight, so it looks like Josh Lambo is the one on duty for that job this evening. But no, we start in Green Bay in the snow, the cold, starting to snow. Could have had a blizzard game on Sunday, but the NFL moved it. Bills are getting a new stadium. It won't be a dome though, and rightfully so. It doesn't need to be. Use that to your advantage. Play in the weather. It seems like new stadiums across the board, everybody wants some sort of retractable roof to make sure, and the games are going to get played one way or another, but Buffalo's going to be a new stadium, not of course in a couple years, but this week's game getting moved would have been played in. Hopefully everyone's going to stay safe, no doubt about it. We had some weather here in the area the other day as well with some snow. It's actually snowing out right now, I might add. And we'll see about the weeks and months to come. It seems like it's going to be a long ass winter, with it being cold and hopefully just not a lot of snow. I don't mind it, but just not a lot at once. But 3 to 6 feet, that's, talk about a blizzard warning. As we have once a year in the whiteout right here in Happy Valley. We got snow, then game moved. So tonight, go to Mexico City Monday night as well for Monday Night Football. FYI, for anybody interested, as always, in tuning in and watching so we're talking about the NFL, I also have college football Penn State live watch along reactions throughout the year, but NFL Pittsburgh Steelers live watch along reactions. Get this in before I forget, even though I'll probably end up saying it again anyway. The game on Sunday against the Bengals, I will have live watch-along reactions of that live right here on YouTube. However, it won't be live. We're watching it on a one-day delay Monday night because I'm not going to be home on Sunday. So be sure to tune in Monday night for that. Subscribe, notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. Got a hold on that kickoff return as well. So 10 yards, Green Bay going to start back inside the 20, it looks like as well. So 1st and 10, we'll see where they spot the football at, and we'll get this drive on the road and see what Green Bay does, if they're going to try to cut this lead. If not tied up, 10:27 to play in this first quarter. 1st and 10 is Tennessee, drove and ended up scoring a touchdown on the opening drive. So 1st and 10, Green Bay from the 12. And out of the eye, Rodgers is going to hand off. Aaron Jones is going to lose about a yard, maybe 2, so 2nd down. Tennessee on first play had an incomplete pass. Green Bay with a negative play there. But then a 3-yard run, and then that deep ball got Tennessee in Packer territory, and then they just, kept it simple. Worked the sticks, got a few first downs, and kept running the football, and then ended up scoring. So they lead 7-0. Seems like they're going to call every hold they see tonight, especially on returns. But 2nd and 11, they'll pitch it far side to Jones, who's going to scoot his way up far sideline for maybe 6 yards. Be third and medium here for the Green Bay Packers, under 10 to play in this opening quarter. So we'll see what Rodgers and the Packer offense draws up here. You got 3rd and 6 officially. Empty set. Got a trips formation near side. I'm working something over the middle. They work Tunyon in the flat near side, but pass a little too much, incomplete. So 3 and out for Green Bay on the opening drive, and they will punt. So Tennessee going to get the ball back, already up a score, and going to try to extend their lead and give themselves some breathing room on the road and put the pressure on the Packers to try to come back and win it in the second half, just like they did last week. But still, of course, no doubt about it, a lot of ball left. Still early, so we'll see what it goes. But Green Bay gets a punt up and away. And from the 36 on the return, about 3 yards, they make the stop right away. So 1st and 10, Tennessee from about the 39, 40-yard line. When we return, as of course we are on Amazon Prime Video, streaming service, watching NFL football. However, yes, unfortunately, in fact, we still have commercial breaks. As Chad Powers eats his quick route. But as we watch NFL Thursday Night Football, we got some college football on this evening as well. Only one game with SMU and Tulane in the AAC. So we'll see who comes out of that conference, potentially the champ to be the highest ranked non-Power 5 to make a New Year's Six bowl. About a month or so, but once again, we're right past midway point in the NFL year. We're wrapping up college football here, short few weeks, and then that'll be it. Which is, of course, sad to say, but 2022 has been a pretty solid year for sports, and we'll get more into that later on in the year because it ain't over just yet. But, once again, we're in the thick of it here. Football season. Should have a good one on our hands here this evening. So, of course, it's why the game's played. We'll see what it gives, but I just don't want to see a blowout. I mean, because both these teams are honestly pretty damn good and better than the record shows. Both teams started slow, and then they, found a groove. Tennessee a little bit more so than Green Bay, because Green Bay, of course, lost 5 straight before they won on Sunday. And Tennessee lost at Kansas City on Sunday night recently, but, they, for the most part, won every other game since that slow start earlier in the year. They're 6-3 entering tonight, up 7-0, got a 1st and 10. They update us on the temperature. It actually has gone up a degrees, but feels like a little less than it did because, well, once again, it is snowing, below freezing at 32 degrees. But I'm no meteorologist. I don't look like a rat and swimming a 5-letter word that John Hussey, who's not our white capper tonight, is. Out of the eye, handoff, and Derrick Henry for 2 yards. So 2nd down and 8. .48 to play and counting in this first quarter. Yeah, if I'm Tennessee with a lead, whether it's, now or especially later in the game, I'm running Derrick Henry 1 to begin with, but going to run him more now. But you don't want to tire him out, though, but you want to run it to, work play action off of it and just, keep the ball moving. They sack him. Tannehill goes down back to 31, so it'll be third here. So Green Bay's probably going to get the ball back and have a chance to cut this lead, let alone tie it up another time here before the end of the first quarter. But yeah, you got to be able to block up front or on the ball, but then also protect your quarterback. And if you can't do that, well, down he goes, just as it did there. So good pressure by Green Bay, and like I said, hoping for close, hard-fought game, like down the wire, like a potential game-winning score. Because, like I said, once again, these teams are better than the record shows, especially Green Bay, even at 4-6. Like, arguably, okay, yeah, they probably have a couple losses, but 6 losses, yes, is a stretch, but it's not because they lost those games. They didn't win them. Like, they dug themselves a grave because they couldn't, put it all together. Once again, it felt like now they're starting to, capitalize off some momentum and rhythm and sync up and put it together, and you're going to hope to win some games. So we go to break, 7:01 to play the first after a very quick 3-and-out by Tennessee. So Green Bay went 3-0 their opening drive. Tennessee with, the opening drive touchdown. Green Bay 3-and-out, Titans 3-and-out. So hopefully not a punt contest. I mean, I wouldn't mind a low-scoring defensive showdown, especially with the weather. The snow, it just seems like it's going to be like this all night. Flurries and nothing's going to stick. But wind could play factor, like I said, about special teams. A couple punts there, but no long-distance field goals yet. We'll see how much, effect special teams has tonight, along with the penalties, a couple holds, of course, on returns. So we'll see how much the Zebras try to control the game, pizza. But, yeah, just Titans-Packers, Thursday Night Football, Midwest weather. Honestly, can't ask for much more this time of year. So we'll see how it goes. There's not really much else to be said. So I'll shut the hell up and back to the game here shortly. As Thursday Night Football, broadcast-wise at least, I've said it a few times this year, it's very similar to Sunday Night Football. They, with Al Michaels on the call, go to break with music and come back with a landmark. And of course, Kirk Herbstreit's been top-notch at calling college football for a long time now. And, made the jump, and he continues to do both. And, we'll, once again, just see what gives and see how this game plays out. They do a lot of this, too, with the graphics, but I think all the primetime crews, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, go into the lab. They do that, but surprisingly, he didn't say RELAX, or anything like that. I mean, he did at times. It's felt like, with what he said, after those 5 losses, but very subtle. Everybody, counting them out, like, why not us mentality, basically, like, season ain't over just yet, hand off Jones for 9 yards, like, if we can, go out and win, shut everybody up, everything's going to be okay, basically. Because the thing is, it's a long season. But the thing is, though, too, like, you don't get winning here before too long, like, season's probably going to be over. But they won last week, down 7 right now, but I thought, and, to an extent right now, somewhat right, Everybody counting out Brady. Everybody counting out Rodgers, among a few others. Still think there's a good chance that they can make some noise. Because it's not, once again, how you start, it's how you finish. Season can be lost early, yes, but if you're hovering right around 500 and then win a couple games here and there, tack a few more wins on, it'll be okay. So, another handoff, and they got officially 1st and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line, it looks like. Empty set, bubble screen, and back to Aaron Jones. But he's going to go nowhere. They might give him a half yard. So 2nd and 9, but just good defense by Tennessee. Yeah, they had an empty set with 4 of the 5 receivers top of your screen, and they were on a bubble screen to have 3 of the blockers for him, but nowhere to go. So here comes a run. No, they fake it, actually. Rodgers is going to go deep. Complete the 45 to Cobb down at the 40. So there's their big explosive play. Now they just got to punch it in and tie this game up. And if they can do that, we'll be tied at 7 here as near the end of the first quarter. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Yep. Trying to get them to jump off sides. They kill it again. Play clock at 3. Here comes a timeout. Now they get it off right at the last second. And he's going to lose 3 yards, so they probably should have called a timeout. So 2nd and long again. It's like they, here tonight at least, and well, for the most part all year, it's like they do something good, but then they take a couple steps back. Well, that's on the next player, the next drive, or the next game. Like, consistency's key. And Green Bay, to an extent this year, they have been at times. I mean, it seems like they're more of a roller coaster right now than anything else. Dillon out of the backfield for about 10 yards, be 3rd and short. They had a trips and a bunch near side and went opposite on the far weak side, and Dillon bounced the tackle and got 10 of the 3rd and 12 yardage they had, and now 3rd and 2. So I'm looking over the middle to Tunyon. I am. Fumble as they gave to Aaron Jones. He got the 1st down and then some. And Green Bay luckily recovers. 1st and 10 at either the 25 or 35-yard line. Helmet on the ball and it pops loose. Yep. And then Green Bay, Tennessee honestly probably should have recovered it. Green Bay piled on and luckily recovers. So turnovers, we'll see how, big turnovers are going to be tonight. 1st and 10, Green Bay. Can't forget about Mercedes Lewis at tight end either. They do go to Tunyon on this play in the flat. And he gets 11 yards as he lowers his shoulder and gets a Green Bay Packer 1st down. So they'll move the sticks. Of course, crowd's going to be on their side. Packer fan base, one of the most diehard, hardcore, loyal fan bases in the National Football League. I mean, hell, they own the team for the most part, via their stocks, their shares that they have. Minute to play in the first and 10. 3, 2, 1. That's a delay of game. They let it slide, though. Complete to Lazard, 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Of course, with the delay of game, and if the refs don't call it right away, there's about a half a second to a full second that they do sometimes let slide. Twice on this drive, though, play clocks wound down, and normally in those situations, Rodgers, he'll be up under center. Whether he's up under center or out of the gun, he'll turn real quick. Not even real quick, just signal timeout, and sometimes they give it to him, sometimes they don't, but that's just, naming the game for anybody. I'm not saying he gets calls, but no, they're going to go hurry up. 3rd down. I don't think they were set. 3rd and 9. Flag on the play. So, in the end zone, caught, touchdown, but this ain't going to count. They'll have illegal formation. No chance they were set. They went hurry up. Unless Tennessee was offside, and that's a free play. Well, they had too many men on defense. Penalties declined, touchdown. So, talking about getting calls, that's not getting a call. He's just, damn good at doing what he just did right there. They had a good 15 guys on defense. But it didn't look like Jones was set in the backfield either. Right there, as he was going to push him on the sneak in, it was 3rd and 9. And then maybe a defensive hold. Had all day to throw. Hell, could have ran it, got the first down, but he eats it, and Christian Watson on the catch. They blocked the extra point, so extra point no good. Tennessee, they will pick it up now at the 5-yard line. They were just going to let it die, but now the Titans on the return. Some people think it's the end of the first quarter, and they're walking on the field. Yet the play's still going. They do return it, but for nothing. I mean, if they would have returned at the distance, it'll be 2 points. It'd be 9-6, but it's 7-6. So, all right. Crazy sequence there the past, couple minutes of live time, but 10 seconds of the first quarter. So 7-6 your end of one score, with the Titans up on the Green Bay Packers. As Tennessee drove and scored in the opening drive. Green Bay with a 3 and out. Tennessee with a 3 and out. Packers respond. Special teams key right there. Blocked the extra point. We'll see how much that 1 point's going to be the difference or not later on in the game. But no, he caught him napping on defense there. Running off some subs and get the snap off, and it's legal. So, all day to throw. Basically jump ball for Watson, but he's got the size on the DB and made the catch and touchdown, but then unfortunately, extra point. No good. So, it is 7-6 Titans at the end of the first quarter. Some stats. We have Ryan Tannehill, of course, and Aaron Rodgers as well at quarterback. Packers won this past Sunday. First time since early October, week 4, when they beat the Patriots at home in overtime. They then went to London, and that's when it all started to go downhill for them, up until just recently. Tennessee beat Denver. Said it was bonus coverage on CBS. They hung on one at home, but tonight at the end of the first quarter, Titans up on the Packers 7-6. Tannehill is 4-5, 68 yards and a touchdown. Sacked once. Derrick Henry has 4 carries, 17 yards. Burks with that big catch for 43 yards. Hilliard has the 14-yard touchdown catch, as does Watson. As Rodgers is 6 of 7, 61 yards in the touchdown. Aaron Jones has 6 carries, 20 yards rushing. Couple penalties in that first quarter. But pretty even, 7-6. The difference is the missed extra point. So what Mark Vrabel have to say here? Yeah. Yeah, I guess at least they did block the extra point after all that. Vrabel, last year's coach of the year, saying he wanted to get the timeout in. Well, they didn't give it to him, so nothing you can do there. Like, if the refs give you the call, they do. If they don't, they don't. That's what talk about, the refs trying to control the game. I mean, as I say, it's a penalty call. If it's not, don't let them play. Seems like tonight they're going to be calling this, that, or the other. But Bill Vinovich, along with a few others, Hockey Lee, John Hussey with a P, to name a few. Seems like their crews are throwing all the flags they can fucking reach for. So, yeah, he said caught him napping on defense, threw the touchdown, and if it would have been incomplete, it'd be 4th and 9 at the end of the first. They'd be kicking a field goal right now, But get the touchdown, miss the extra point, 7-6 here to begin the second. Titans 1st and 10 from the 33. Hand off Derrick Henry for 2 yards. So 2nd down and 8. And they call them free plays because that's what they are. Catch the defense offside, or too many on defense, or just whatever the hell it is. He's one of the best at it. And it's, free play as it is, yeah, you go deep. You try to score on it. If you don't, execute, you're still getting the ball back because of the penalty on them. Yeah, Watson. Touchdown catch. Show replay. 2nd down and 8. Tannehill slant over the middle, caught. 1st down, Titans. Got another flag on the play, so speak of the devil. Got a pass interference on the Packer defense. Penalties decline, 1st down. All right. I have to see a replay on that because I didn't see any PI. Okay, so they do take the penalty rather than the 1st down. It's a spot foul. So, still 1st down for the Titans. So they gave the rolling and then gave it again. And yeah, I could see, as we had Jones cough it up there, talk about turnover too. They recovered, they scored. The more I think about it, just the way Tennessee on offense plays late in the game. I could honestly, if this game stays as close as it is right now, surprisingly, didn't say it earlier because normally I would have done just that. Turnover could be the difference. Special teams right now is the difference, though, at 7-6 with a block extra point. But Tannehill, quick bubble screen, but then no gain. So the 2nd and 10. Make it a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 at the 40. My bad. Handoff. Henry, former Heisman Trophy winner, Alabama. He gets about a yard, so, okay, 3rd and 10. Traylon Burks, 1 catch. Where the hell's he been since? Robert Woods has been in motion a couple times, but all he's done is moved his feet, running around in motion, you know? So, 3rd and 10 for Tennessee here. See what the Packer defense does. They're going to bring the house. And it's caught. Hooper, first down, Titans. Good coverage, even better catch. And they'll spot it, wind the clock. They'll move the sticks, still first down. It's 3rd and 10. They got about 10 and a half, 11. A little less than their. Yeah, that's a first down. I mean, not as much as they thought it was going to be for, but he's down right there. But the ball's, well, Green Bay might challenge. 1st and 10. Well, if not, if it gets overturned, be 4th and inches. Very rarely do you see spot of the ball challenges with the review get overturned. You have to have indisputed evidence to overturn it. You're going to wind it or take a timeout with the challenge? I'll take a timeout. All right. Green Bay going to challenge. Yeah, spot of the ball. If it's a 1st and 10 or, 4th and short. I mean, right now, 10, 11 minutes to play in the half. 1-point game. You get 2 challenges. I mean, if you win it, okay, 4th and inches, they still might get the first down. But if not, or even if you do win it as well, they punt, then you get the ball back, drive stalls, you take a lead. But even if not, I mean, it's honestly not that bad of a challenge. You still have another challenge in the second half, and you'd only lose 1 time out here before halftime. So, I mean, honestly, why the hell not? Thing is, you have to find an indisputed evidence to return. I don't think they're going to have it. I mean, honestly, it wasn't, that close. It's where's he, down at, and when's he down by contact, and where's the ball at. And it looks like it was enough for a first down by a good yard, but then they, moved it back a little bit. They said not as much as they Tennessee had originally thought, but still enough for a first down, but then Green Bay challenges. So we'll see what they call. I think it's going to stand as called because, once again, very rarely do you see spot ball challenges get overturned. I'd be shocked if this gets overturned as 4th and inches, and then Tennessee's got a decision to make on if they want to go for it or not. So I think if it does get overturned, Mike Vrabel's smart enough to punt, pin him deep, make him drive. But at the same time, you're up. You have a 1-point lead on the road. Maybe you do try to, keep it going, but you don't want to get too full of yourself. Oh, shit, they do overturn it. All right, so the call's reversed. It'll be 4th and inches. Thing is, talk about Mike Vrabel potentially smart enough to punt, pin him deep. He also has Derrick Henry as his fucking running back. So, offense will stay out. 4th and inches, maybe just try to draw him off sides around midfield. If you don't hand off to, Henry as they reset the play clock, maybe a sneak. Whatever you do, don't go fucking deep. Do not throw a fade. That's more a 4th and a yard than 4th and inches. Yep, out of the pistol. Though, watch the Wildcat. Yep. Derrick Henry, and he'll get the first down. Yeah, Tannehill out of the pistol. How did nobody else see that? How did they not call that? So they'll move it 1st and 10. Yeah, might be close. Looks like another first down, though. But they did overturn the other one. Yeah, out of the pistol, he walks up the line, looks like he's going to sneak it, and then audible, and then he, walks to the far side, and then Henry right behind him, direct snap, and run the Wildcat. That's a first down. They got 2 first downs to get a first down. Hand off to Henry again for 4, maybe 5 yards, second down. So they're going to run the ball here, as expected, to open up the play action, and then Tannehill to make a play or two. They'll hurry up out of the eye. They're not running a direct snap to the fullback, I can guarantee you that. But they'll hand off to Henry again to the 40 and be 3rd and short. So Green Bay's defense, they can get the hell off the field and even if they do give them a score, it's still a 1-score game. It's not like they're down, 2. Now, of course, would be if they didn't score in the last offensive drive, but yeah, good block on a first down. Third and a yard. And they'll toss to Derrick Henry, and he's got a couple blockers and another Titan first down. So needed 1, got about 2, 2.5, 3. And a new set of downs for the Titans, under 10 to play in this first half as we near halftime. As always, coming to halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores. We're going to recap both college football and the NFL from this past weekend, and also preview what's to come this week, so stay tuned for that. But 7-6 your score. 1st and 10 Titans from the 38. And they'll call a timeout. Alright. So Green Bay with that challenge win. They keep their 2 challenges, keep their 3 timeouts this first half, do give up the first down, and then another couple first downs afterwards. Tennessee continues to drive. Take a split screen commercial, 7-6 your score, 9:32 to play in this first half, but a tight timeout to make sure they're set and get everything on straight. So, see what they do here. If guy's gonna end a field goal or touchdown, a little in a turnover, go back to the difference right now being a blocked extra point. Could see a turnover, later on in the game here being the difference as well. But timeout, 1st and 10. Motion man the tight end. About an hour or so in. And Tannehill's pass complete. So they got a, 2nd and 4. They've put themselves in manageable situations, like they have. Honestly, team sport, Rodgers can do all you want him to do. They do so much, though. This Packer defense probably going to have to get some stops if they're honestly looking ahead. Going to want to win this game, because even looking ahead schedule-wise for them, as mentioned, a couple weeks back, even before this game tonight, it's still going to get any easier for them. Especially when you have 8-win, arguably best team in the league, top of your division. The only way you're making it into the playoffs right now is as a wild card. That's the thing. You don't take care of business, whether you get help or not, ain't gonna matter. So 3rd and 1. And Henry on the give, another first down for the Tennessee offense. Go Pat go on defense, but another first down run for the Titans. We'll see if they're remembered here tonight or not, but a lot of good football going on in Knoxville and Nashville this year with the Vols and Titans, no doubt about it. So from out of the pistol, 1st and 10, Tannehill almost got sacked and almost strip sacked. Complete over the middle to Burks to the 20, 19-yard line, make it 2nd down and medium again. From where country music's made to where cheese and beer are made, we got the Titans and Packers on Thursday Night Football. Second and 5 officially. Fake the give. And then they come back on a tight end screen far side. And going to be another 3rd and short. But once again, they've put themselves in manageable situations tonight. It really doesn't matter. 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2, as it's going to be here. They've been able to convert and pick up first downs. So, bending but not breaking on defense for Green Bay later on. We'll see, but 3rd and 2, another give to Henry, first down run. So, more like right now, bending and breaking. They can't stop him. I mean, shit. With about 6 minutes to play in the half, he's nearing 50 yards rushing. And, you know, they have a 1-point lead. If they can continue to run the ball, and then, I mean, honestly, the difference might be time possession once this is all said and done. Because if they can control the clock by running the football, making stops on defense, you know, put the pressure on Rodgers and the Packers, you know, to make some plays when time's not going to be on their side, which, you know, that's nothing for him, but still, like, if you can run the ball and control the clock, which they've been able to do thus far, you know, Tennessee might be okay remainder of the way. But remember, last time they were in primetime when they went to Kansas City, they had a lead, you know, around this time as well into the second half, and then the Chiefs came back and beat them in overtime. So, 60-minute game. You know, it's not one at the end of the first, second quarter, halftime, little in the third quarter. It's final. When it's final at the end of the fourth, the 0-0-0s, or, you know, if it goes overtime. So, 2nd and 10. That's, of course, you don't tie, but late whistle, we're going to have another timeout by the Titans. But, you know, you get 3 of them in the first half, 3 of them in the second half, 5:38 to play in this first half. You know, make sure you're set again. 2-minute warning coming up. Make sure you're set. Not a bad timeout. He's taking his gloves off, tying up his cleats, and, you know, they're burning daylight, and trying to put his gloves back on and get set, and they had to call a timeout. So, yep. No one's, you know, greater than the person in front of you, behind you, to the side of you. Yeah. Vrabel, smart for one, but learn from Hall of Fame coaches, as he won a few Super Bowls as a player, and, you know, he's turned into a damn good coach. He's a player's coach. But he keeps it simple, and he holds everybody accountable and responsible. And not a bad timeout. Make it 2nd and 10. Tannehill rolls out, and it's incomplete. You know, they drafted Malik Willis, potentially as the heir apparent to Ryan Tannehill. Doesn't look like he's ready yet, though, even though he's played a little bit, with Tannehill being injured recently. But that was the conversation. Well, after they lost in the playoffs last year, if only they had a better quarterback, and then, you know, Rodgers' name, among a few others, got brought up. They stick with Tannehill, draft Willis out of Liberty, so he didn't have to travel far from college to the pros. But 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Slant over the middle, complete to Woods for 9, but it'll be 4th and a yard from the 4-yard line. Any other time, I'd say kick it. Just as I said, punt on 4th and inches. But once again, you have Derrick Henry. Okay? You're going to want to go for it, but at the same time, you might want to drain this clock. 4th and a yard, try to draw them off sides. Cards are in final time for the hell of it. Why the fuck not? You're on the road. You might want to take the points here. Kick it. Green Bay is going to make them think about it. So, because the thing is, you don't get it. You turn it over. Rodgers with 2 timeouts, 5 minutes, and a 2-minute warning, down 1 to try to, drive and score before halftime. And do just that, and then get the ball early 3rd quarter and score again. Pressure's going to be on you. Game could get out of hand, and you're going to be playing from behind, and then you're not going to be running the ball as much as you are now. So I think you're probably going to take the points. You think about it, but the offense right now is going to stay out there. If you get it and score, okay, that's perfect. But if you don't, well, you're probably going to be kicking yourself. That's what I'm saying. If Rodgers can drive and score, unless your defense make a stop, get some points before halftime, points over 3rd quarter, you might be in trouble if you're the Titans. But we'll see what happens here. They're going to go for it. 4th and a yard. Tannehill under center. They'll work a motion man handoff to Henry. Defense knows he's getting it, and they stuff him. So no gain. This might be, for the time being, where this game's going to change, where it's going to switch. Talk about momentum. Packer defense giving Rodgers some mojo, down 1-7-6, under 5 to play. Yeah, could have went either way. When you have him as your running back, though, be stupid not to, but at the same point in time, you want to take the points. So it's a double-edged sword. You're going to win with it. You're going to lose with it one way or another. So we'll see if it comes back and hurts Tennessee by any means or not. Honestly, right now, I highly doubt it. But you're also playing against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, I might add, on the road in Green Bay at Lambeau. So if they drive and score here before halftime, which can't count them out, and that's why I said Green Bay, just if they can get a spark, watch out, because it's hard to count him along with Brady. And the Bucs, as I mentioned, they got their big win. Get the train back on the tracks against the Rams. They won in Germany last week against the Seahawks on a bye this week. But Green Bay tonight, they'll get a mini bye. But then, once again, it's still going to get any easier. They got to go to Philly next Sunday night, which should be a damn good game, especially if they win tonight. But if long story short, if Green Bay drives and scores here, and okay, maybe there's time, maybe there is not for the Titans before halftime, but then Green Bay scores again early 3rd quarter. This is when we'll look back and say, hey, this is when the game changed. As just said, potentially this is where it's at right now. The momentum changing hands, and if Green Bay can take over, take control, and put it to them, Tennessee's going to be in a place that they don't want to be in. They'll be in a tough spot, in which then at that point, well, probably should have kicked it, because then you sell the lead, and then they score, and then it's back and forth. But your defense is going to have to make some stops, long story short. So, 1st and 10. Green Bay Packers from about the 5-yard line. Yep. Among a few other places. Handoff. A.J. Dillon for about a yard or so. So, second down. But I mean, everybody knew Henry was getting the ball. I mean, he probably should have ran a fucking play action pass to your tight end. He was probably wide open in the end zone. So, that's why the play calling needs to be a little better. But Rodgers hands off. Got a third and about 6, 7, yeah. 4:09 and counting a play in the first half here. Yeah, Tennessee's offense get off the field now. Rather than give them the first down, another first down, then getting the ball back. If they even do get the ball back at that point. Get the ball back with good starting field position, forcing a punt. Maybe, you can still end up scoring and, still be in a good spot. But that's what I'm saying. If they give up points here, points early third quarter to the Packers, going to look back on that 4th and 1 when they, went for it. Still could have went for it. Could have kicked it. But where the game, changed. Good or bad. Well, Rodgers all day to throw. Incomplete. Got a late flag. If it's a hold in the end zone, it's a safety. But it looks like a late hit. Pass was incomplete. Intentional grounding, actually, so that will be a safety. Loss of down, 4th down. No safety. Intentional grounding on Rodgers. He, had all day to throw. I don't know why he didn't run. Of course, the pocket collapsed on him. He sort of spun and then threw it. But yeah, nobody's there. Yeah, that's a good call on intentional grounding. He's right there on the goal line, too. The thing is, you can't review a penalty. He's pissed, as Derrick Henry was as well. So, Titans defense, quick 3 and out. Offense can get the ball back as Green Bay went backwards 5 yards to the goal line, punting from the back of the end zone. And yeah, hold in the end zone or intentional grounding. Very close. Safety, but no safety. So still 7-6, 3-2-1 to play in the first half. And the Titans are getting the ball back. So, yeah, Lambeau Field in Green Bay, right in the fucking middle of the damn neighborhood. So whether on the east side, the west side, well, the Packer fan base, they're win or lose. So offense just, slow start with 3 and out. They score. Their defense been on the field a lot though tonight because Tennessee's been running the ball first down. And talk about the difference right now being the block extra point on special teams and turnovers potentially. It might not seem like a lot, but 6 minutes is 6 minutes. With 3:21 to play in the half. Tennessee's controlling the clock. It seems like way more, but it's only the 6 minutes that it is, even though, 6 minutes is still 6 minutes as mentioned. We've had 4 penalties. Tennessee's able to get first downs when, Green Bay offensively right now is not. Honestly, they're, other than the touchdown drive, they've been able to move the ball, more than a couple yards. And their defense has been on the field, so you have to get some stops. And their offense, Rodgers, is going to have to make some plays. Going to have to get Jones and company the ball a little bit more, I have to think. Cobb's back from injury. Watson has the touchdown. Tunyon has a catch as well. But where the hell's Allen Lazard at? Where the hell's... I guess Mercedes Lewis is more of a blocking tight end. He's been in the league for 50 years at this point. But, everybody has a catch for, 10 to 15, 20 yards, other than Allen Lazard. John Madden, a week before Thanksgiving, and the turducken. Are they going to have a turducken for Al Michaels tonight rather than next week? Well, because he's not going to be on the call for NBC. NFL Thanksgiving in honor of John Madden. There's the NFL logo for next week. John Madden's face. Yeah, his hand. Yep. Turducken. Of course, it's a turkey. But it's hard to believe it's almost been a year since John Madden passed away right after Christmas last year. Also has, forget the exact order, but it's a turkey, and then it has either a duck into a chicken or a chicken into a duck, and it's all inside the turkey. And flag on the play and completed the deep ball. So that's what their yonder is. But going offside on the Packer defense, so they can't catch a break. 5 yards, and they'll replay first down, 1st and 5. 3:16 to play in the half. So, yeah. The entire body and the ball has to be in the end zone for intentional grounding to be a safety. If it's a hold, it's for sure a safety. But they punted. They get the penalty on defense, and then, Tennessee going to try to do something here before half. Timeout, 3:15, 2-minute warning. Hand off Derrick Henry again. Run the ball, work the clock, score, put the pressure on the Packers. And if they can, ball's in Rodgers' court to, do something to, sort of do what they did last week and come from behind in the second half and try to win the game. Give the team another spark, another big come from behind win to, keep the ball rolling. But 6-minute game. Tennessee up right now. Low scoring, but they've had leads and, on the road in prime time over the years, let it, slip away. So Woods on the reception. Be 1st and 10 after a 6-yard catch and run out of bounds. That could do it. Probably will unless they hurry up here and snap it. Probably should take us the 2-minute warning though, so 2 minutes to play. The 1st and 10, Tennessee up 7-6 at Green Bay here this evening on Thursday Night Football. 205, 204, 203, 202, 201. Yeah, no hurry. 2 minutes to play, hit the 2-minute mark. Gonna try to draw them off sides, but they didn't jump, so. Timeout, the 2-minute mark. 7-6 your score. Titans up. Once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Sure, like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Thumbs up button. Share. Chat questions and comments. Super chat, super stickers, super likes, and super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. And Tennessee now the short field, because they forced the punt. Could have had a safety and then the ball back up 9-6. And then to score and make it a 2-score game. Even if they kick field goal or score here, it'll still be a 1-score game with a max of, 8-point lead. Then if they'd go for 2, it'd be a 9-point lead at, 15-6, which I highly doubt they'd go for 2 at that point. Because they'd already be up 8. But, let alone 7, which it should be, if they score. So, see what they do here. But, it's been a lot of running Derrick Henry, and rightfully so, as it should be, as, we thought coming in. I mean, that's just their game plan every game. It's run the ball down your throat, play good defense, and rely on special teams. It's a team sport. No iron team, next man up mentality when somebody's hurt, 60-minute game, but just find a way to win, Vrabel played for Bill Cowher in Pittsburgh. Learned from him. Played for Bill Belichick in New England. Learn from him. They won a few Super Bowls, I might add as well, with Tom Brady at quarterback. And then he was an assistant under Urban Meyer and Bill O'Brien, and head coach now for 5-6 years at this point. Hard to believe, but he has to be, as he is one of the best in the league. And I'm just not saying that because he's the reigning coach of the year, or that, I like him and respect him. Would want to play for him, no doubt about it. He just seems to have that it factor. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He's a player's coach. So, no, listen to the fucking stadium. Watch the game on TV right across the street. Wildcat, 1st and 10 minutes to play, shuffle over the middle to Burks. So Derrick Henry will get credit with a 3-yard pass to Traylon Burks. He's 2nd down and 7 with a $1.50 and counting to play. Got a whistle and I think a timeout by Green Bay. Yep, timeout Packers. So timeout, $1.52 officially. Ball at the around 30-yard line, it looks like. Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I'd say take a shot, but at the same point in time, you don't want to give any time to Rodgers. They show up time possession. That's probably why it feels way more than the 16 to 10 minutes that it is. 17, 18 minutes, the 10 minutes it is now. A couple minutes have gone by since I last talked about that. It's this quarter. Green Bay's only had the ball this quarter for less than 3 minutes. 2nd and 9 from the 28 official. Derrick Henry on the give. And a 2-3 yard run for him, so cloud of dust and 3rd down. So another timeout for the Packers. I mean, if the Titans convert, keep doing what you're doing, drain the clock. But yeah, Packers are going to try to get the ball back here. And we'll see if they can or not. I mean, Titans don't convert, they'll kick the field goal for sure, I'd have to think, go up 10-6. And then Rodgers would have no timeouts to go drive and do something before halftime with a minute or so left, give or take. So, still got a ways to go here before halftime. Minute 45, going to be at least 5, 8, 10 minutes, I have to think. It normally is. So, yeah, their defense been on the field a lot. Yeah, it's 18 to 10 right now for the time possession, as mentioned. 3rd and 7 from the 26. Tannehill's pass caught, 1st down Titans. No hurry. You got a timeout, $1.35. Slow it down. They have no timeouts to stop you. Get back to the run game. Drain this to 3 seconds, and if you have to kick it, kick it. Tannehill looking to throw again. Just whatever you do, don't turn it over. Complete to Woods. And 7, 8 yards, 2nd and short. Unfortunately, he gets out of bounds. Clock's going to stop. But 2nd and officially with 1:20 to play. 2nd and 3. Trips near side. Looking to throw again over the middle, back of the end zone, a little too high, a little too much, incomplete. 3rd and 3. What the fuck are you doing? Work clock. You're still going to give them time if you don't convert. Why the hell are you throwing? Run the damn ball. Or, stay the hell in bounds if you do throw it. Derrick Henry ain't in on 3rd and 3. And here, I'm either going to Burks or probably even, hell, Austin Hooper. Woods has had a few catches on this drive. Tannehill over the middle caught. And Traylon Burks 1st and goal at the 4 Titans. 1:05 and counting with a timeout. And they got a 1st and goal. You run the ball, you drain this clock, and you score before halftime. And you make sure Rodgers and the Packer offense doesn't have any time to do anything before he hit the showers and then come out. And then, of course, Green Bay will get the ball to be in the 3rd quarter. But I don't know why they're in any hurry. Run the damn ball and, slow it down. Got 10 seconds on the play clock. They will give to Derrick Henry, and he gets in the end zone, touchdown Tennessee. 32 seconds for Rodgers. We'll see if, they allow him to do anything with that or not. 32 seconds, no timeouts. Honestly, be a little bit of disappointment if you can't get him in field goal range. It's all going to depend on how the first play goes, though. And you're probably looking for something towards the sidelines to get the hell out of bounds. Or if you do get tackled in bounds, or, you go deep down the middle of the field, if it's there for you, got to get up and clock it, spike it. But Titans with their 2nd touchdown. Extra point was up and good earlier. Of course, the Packers scored. Their extra point was blocked. Titans score again. This extra point's also up and good, so 14-6. Titans with 32 seconds to play in the half. Packers can get the ball back. Rodgers going to have 32 seconds, and we'll see if they run a play or not. They probably will, and then depending on what happens on the first play, we'll tell what they do from there. If they'll be in any hurry to snap it again, which they won't have to take a knee, but they just might take a knee to begin with. So we'll see what happens here, but 14-6. Your score, will update these stats in a minute. Come out at halftime and recap college football and NFL from last week once again and preview what's to come this week, so stay tuned. Titans on the kickoff. And from the 6 on the return. All going to depend on how the kickoff return is, too. Well, I think much. But now 28 seconds, got a 1st and 10. Yeah, we'll see what they do. Yeah, they promote their next game, which will be in 2 weeks. Thursday Night Football next week's on NBC, as mentioned. Both Bills and Patriots play next week on Thanksgiving. Buffalo at Detroit, even though they're going to play in Detroit on Sunday as well. A home game away from home against Cleveland because of the snow. But Bills, Patriots in 2 weeks on Prime Video. Have Locked-On Reactions night next week on Thanksgiving as well. And then that Bill Patriot game. Into December, we go with a few more games down the stretch on Thursday nights. 1st and 10, they run a screen to Jones out of the backfield. He gets out of bounds after a 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8, 23 seconds. You're going to have to take a shot here. But yeah, this is the first Thursday night stream I've had for a couple games. A little over a month, actually. Go back to the Colt Bronco game, I do believe, when they went to overtime. And what a shit show of a game that was. And we've had as many points scored here tonight in the first half as we did that whole entire game then. But as mentioned, every Thursday night game, minus week 1, has been decided by 12 points or less, with 4 of those at 5 points or less. So we're at an 8-point lead for the Titans here. Jones over the middle. They're holding them down when Green Bay is trying to get up there and clock it. Which that's a delay of game on the defense, but they Spot it, 5 seconds, got to get the snap off, and here comes a heave on a Hail Mary to end the first half. Aaron Rodgers. Incomplete, as he just dumped it off. And at halftime, the Titans lead the Packers officially 14-6. Green Bay going to get the ball to begin the third quarter, receive the second half kick. When we return as of course, one tossed further option, their choice the second half, and kicked off to begin the game. So they'll get the ball to begin the third quarter when we return. 14-6 your halftime score, but yeah, he rolled out and looked like he was going to, have a chance to throw it deep, but then just dumped it off and then threw it short anyway and fell into the ground incomplete. So that's how the first half closes. 14-6 your score. Titans up by 8, and with a 9, almost 10-minute lead as well in time of possession. And as Green Bay almost coughs it up, Tennessee hasn't turned it over. They only have 1 penalty compared to Green Bay's 4 for whatever reason. Halftime here on Amazon Prime Video. We have a buffer, so some technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll be okay moving forward. This is the first time I've had this occur for NFL Thursday Night Football on Prime Video this year. I've had it be a little slow at times, but nothing with a buffer and then a disconnect and a reconnect as the stream goes sometimes. But then I get the 404 something went wrong screen. So Amazon, of course, they got the 4 different broadcasts. I tried watching the Prime Vision, just I can, but I can't. Like I just normally like watching the game. I'll look at stats myself. I don't need a million fucking things on my screen. When I'm trying to watch a football game. So no offense to that, but of course, the normal broadcast that, and then they have their Manning cast, if you will, with the Shock now. But we're going to try to get back into this stream for Thursday Night Football following the buffer there. And hopefully it'll be okay, but if not, we'll figure something out. What the hell the deal is. Might have to watch it on a different device, let alone reset. Come on, Amazon, what the fuck? Is anybody else having trouble right now? $1 billion company. There we go. We're back to live action. Meantime, we're at halftime, so it really doesn't matter. Just want to make sure everything's, set and straight and ready to go, as it should be, when we get back to it. In the third quarter, 14-6 your halftime score. Titans up. That's the thing. You don't have to deal with this, when you're watching regionally, nationally, in prime time on a local channel. Like, I get Monday Night Football, ESPN, ABC, it's owned by Disney. But then, CBS, Fox, NBC are 3 or 4 or 5 local channels. So, halftime report with Amazon for the buffer. I don't know if that was on anybody else's end or just mine, but first time that has happened so far this year. But honestly, I guess we were due. Just knock on wood. Of course, doesn't happen again. But yes, at halftime, the Titans lead the Packers 14-6. Ryan Tannehill is 14 of 18, 127 yards passing, and a touchdown. That to Hilliard. They've been balanced, and they've been consistent on offense, especially converting first downs. Derrick Henry, 17 carries, 48 yards rushing, and a touchdown. Burks leads the team in receiving, 6 catches, 60 yards. Woods, 431. Hooper has 17 yards receiving. Hilliard, 14 in the touchdown. Derrick Henry has a couple catches out of the backfield, I might add, as well. But as mentioned, they've been able to convert and control the clock by running the football. Green Bay's defense has to get off the field. And, of course, their offense has to get the ball rolling as well, go, make some plays. They've only had the ball for 10 minutes of the first 30. And only one good drive. And it was the touchdown drive. And then the extra point was blocked. So they still couldn't have caught a break with that. With Rodgers at 8 of 11, 74 yards passing and a touchdown. That to Watson from 14 yards out as well. Everybody has a catch. Cobb, Watson, Lazard, Tonyan, even Jones and Dillon out of the backfield. But they got to, get their playmakers the ball a little bit more, especially in space. Jones only has 6 carries, 20 yards rushing. You got to run the ball a little bit more. They're down 8. You don't want to abandon the run just yet. Rodgers going to have to make some plays. And Jones has 3 catches, 14 yards out of the backfield. But Cobb, 1 catch, 24 yards. Watson, 1 catch, 14 yards. Okay, it's a touchdown to the block extra point. Lazard has a catch for 2 yards. Where the hell is he at? It seems like they're missing Romeo Doubs tonight. Wonder if they're regretting, cutting Amari Rodgers. So they don't have no longer 2 A Rodgers on the team. It's only Aaron Rodgers. Amari was released because of special teams issues. But he's also a receiver who they drafted out of Clemson. We'll see where he lands. But somebody needs to step up on offense for Green Bay, no doubt about it. If not, might be a long second half. Somebody's going to have to make a play or two, though. Might be their defense with, turnover. Might be special teams. I don't know, but 14-6 is your halftime score. The Titans are up on the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see what gives. They got lucky with the fumble. They recovered it. But other than their touchdown drive, they haven't been able to move the ball. Green Bay, drive-by-drive here. They went 3 and out to begin the game, and they were already down 7 because the Titans drove 5 minutes and scored. Went up 7-0. Packers 3 and out, Titans 3 and out. And then the Packers do score. Extra point block, so no tie game at 7. But since then, really it was only 1 punt, okay? Because they haven't had the ball on offense. That's how much Tennessee's controlled the clock. But then, of course, they end the half with nothing. Their defense did get off the field. Turnaround downs, goal to go for the Titans when they, could have kicked it. And if they would have, up 10-6, scored like they did, 17-6, 2-score game right now, rather than a 1-score game up 14-6. But then, even with the turnaround downs, Green Bay couldn't move the ball, more than an inch. They went backwards and had to punt. And then that's when Tennessee scored again and went up 8. So 14-6 your halftime score. Only good thing for Green Bay right now is that they get the ball to begin this third quarter. And, we've talked heavy about the run game for both teams. Tennessee's able to run it. Green Bay is so-so. Dillon's going to have to touch it a little bit more, I think. Jones as well, especially out of the backfield in the screen game. But somebody's going to step up for the Packers on offense. For one, defense going to have to make some plays, make some stops, get the hell off the field. And Special teams being the difference right now. Of course, Packer defense giving up 2 touchdowns. So special teams the difference. See about turnovers, but then time possession. If Tennessee can continue to run the football the way they did this first half and, control the clock, Green Bay's only going to have a couple chances this third, fourth quarter to do anything. If they do, in fact, do anything at all for that matter, and then, might be see you later. So we'll see. I mean, Tennessee, once again, I've said, they've gone on the road, been up this point in time in the game, and then have blown a lead. So 14-6 your halftime score. Tennessee Titans up at 6-3 at 4-6 Green Bay on NFL Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video. And these are, in fact, once again, my live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coy and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Scroll down and check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hit the red subscribe button, notification one next to it live on YouTube. Share, hashtag NFL, hashtag Titans, hashtag Packers, hashtag TEN10 versus GB for Green Bay. That's hashtag 10 for Tennessee, TEN versus GB for Green Bay. Hashtag it is also, as mentioned, Thursday night, or Thursday football, so TNF, Thursday Night Football, TNF on Prime. And as always, yes, chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. As we kick off Week 11, it is 14-6 at halftime. Titans up on the Packers. Last week in the NFL, Week 10 on Thursday Night Football, we had a 10-point win for the Carolina Panthers, 25-15 against the Atlanta Falcons. And then also in the NFC South, Tampa is now 1-2 straight, going into a bye this week. One in Deutschland against the Seattle Seahawks, officially 21-16, as they now are in first place in the South. First place in the North does not belong to the Green Bay Packers. It's the Minnesota Vikings. As mentioned last week, I think arguably they're the best team right now in the NFL, even though they do have one loss at 8-1. The lone team they lost to was to the last unbeaten, the Philadelphia Eagles, who ended up losing on Monday night. We'll get to that in a second. But Minnesota went to Buffalo last Sunday, won 33-30 in overtime. What a crazy finish in regulation and in overtime, for that matter, as we caught the end of that with bonus coverage as well, and might add on Fox, following the Steeler win 20-10 over the New Orleans Saints. As mentioned, for Pittsburgh this week, I will have live watch-along reactions for the Bengals-Steeler game. However, it won't be live. It's going to be Monday night because I'm not going to be home on Sundays, but be sure to tune in Monday night to watch that. Be sure to subscribe. Of course, going to try my best to not know what, in fact, is happening. Last week, as well in the NFL, the Lions beat the Bears, oh my, by a point, 31-30. So Chicago at home, they let it slip away late. Once again, just as, Denver, another one-score game. They went to Tennessee and lost 17-10. And the Titans now up 8 here at halftime, 14-6 at Green Bay. Speaking of Green Bay, they won in overtime, 31-28 against the Dallas Cowboys for their first win since Week 4. Something like a 5-game losing streak. The Chiefs, they beat the Jaguars 27-17. Miami 39-17 win against Cleveland. The Giants, the first of the 5 losses for the Green Bay Packers, defeated Houston 24-16. Got the Cardinals winning by 10 as well, 27-17 at LA. Sunday Night Football was the 49ers winning at home in primetime against the second of 2 LA teams who they've now both beat this year, as they beat the Rams on Monday night at home earlier this year and just beat the Chargers 22-16 last Sunday. Coach interview, as we had at the end of the first quarter with Mike Vrabel. Here's Matt LaFleur, so what he has to say. But speaking of head coaches, interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, Jeff Saturday, off the street from ESPN, former Colts center and Packer center for a year, I might add, where Aaron Rodgers picked up his first win as the Colts beat the Raiders 25-20. So, of course, a shocking move recently with Indy benching Matt Ryan. You know, lots happened since last time I had Thursday Night Football, and it was that Colt Bronco game a little over a month ago. We went to overtime, and neither team arguably should have won, let alone lost. Should have had a tie, but the Colts won 12-9. And that's when it felt like Indy was going to turn their season around, but no, went the opposite way. Benched Matt Ryan, fired their offense coordinator, fired their head coach, and then rather than, as they have a few former head coaches on staff, promote them, Jim Irsay, has he gone crazy? I don't think so. He seems to know what the hell he's doing. He's a good businessman. He's a good owner. For the most part, it seems like. Packers do get a first down here on their opening third quarter, drive down 8-minute and 14-6 your score. It's bringing eyeballs to the product that's being talked about a lot with the hiring of Jeff Saturday on an interim basis just for the rest of the year. And as he said, maybe he's going to be good at it, maybe not. And if he's not, well, he's gone. But, if he can turn ship around, why wouldn't you want to promote him to be full-time head coach? He's a current high school coach, but high school season's over for him. That's why he was able to do what they did, and Packers get another first down in the meantime, so the move sticks 1st and 10. Going to look to tie this game up, and if they score, you don't think they could go for 2 to tie it at 14, but maybe they just kick it, still down 1, and then defense going to have to get a stop for them. And like I said, maybe that 1 point on the blocked extra point earlier is going to be the difference when this is all said and done this evening, but we'll see. But, with Jeff Saturday, I'm pulling for the man, pulling for the guy. He seems like a players coach up against especially Josh McDaniels, who I said for the Raiders was horrible hire when they hired his ass because, well, one, they should have never fired Gruden, but he was forced out by the league. Should have promoted Rich Bisaccia, who was the interim for the Raiders last year, and they made the playoffs, I might add. But no, they hired Josh McDaniels, who, shit the bed in Denver, went back to Bill Belichick, and was, assistant under him again before he got another head coaching opportunity. In the meantime, he turned down the Colts a couple years ago. I saw Frank Reich got the job after, the Eagles went and beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, I might add. And then, come full circle, Jeff Saturday, the former Colts center, gets promoted from the studio to be the head coach the rest of the year. If he's good at it, he's good at it. If he's not, he's not. He's 1-0 though. And, it's one win to get them back on track as they restarted Matt Ryan, Jonathan Taylor back, running back, talk about running the football. He's one of the best in the league. A.J. Dillon for a few yards there. Green Bay's got a third down coming up. Rich Bisaccia, the former Raider coach, now the special teams coordinator with the Green Bay Packers, might add. So he's probably not happy about that blocked extra point, but that's neither here nor there right now. But long story short, the Colts beat the Raiders last week, 25-20, and they're going to try to make some noise. They might not be out of it. Because a little over a month ago, it didn't seem like, they were. And it's still early in the year, but it seemed like even after a slow start, they're turning their season around. They went downhill, and now it's, sort of coming back up. So, up and down all over the place. Talk about a roller coaster. We'll see what happens. Because, once again, there's good teams. There's bad teams. Everybody else, right there, middle of the pack, it seems like. Whether they're at 4, 5, 6 wins right now. That's why the games are played. Rodgers going to heave it in the end zone. Incomplete, 10 for Lazard. So 2nd and 10. They're getting deeper into tight territory, though. About a 5-minute drive to begin the second half. Going to look to tie it up. But that's the NFL from last week, I might add, with the Philadelphia Eagles then losing on Monday Night Football to Washington, as the Redskins turned football team, now Commanders, or whatever the hell you want to call them, did what they did 2 years ago in Western Pennsylvania against Pittsburgh Steelers. And that was upset the Black and Gold, who were undefeated late in the year, and hosted them before the loss on a Monday night, just like Philadelphia did this past Monday night in the Center of Brotherly Love against their division rival in Washington. So the Redskins football team, Commanders, shout out to Ron Rivera too. Talk about a player's coach. Sort of got run out of Carolina after Super Bowl appearance. Lost to the Sheriff and Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning, as he rode off into the sunset into a Hall of Fame career. Rivera just lost his mother, and then to go on the road just as they did and beat the undefeated Steelers 2 years ago. They did the same to the Eagles this past Monday night. So Washington defeats Philadelphia 32-21 to end week 10, and here we are beginning week 11. That pass is incomplete, but that pass is caught for a first down, and they're looking for Lazard here early. And that's why I said, where the hell has he been? And had to catch for 2 yards. Now he has a couple more catches for more yardage, of course, and now they got a 1st and 10, it looks like, inside the red zone. So they've moved the ball from the opening kick, the second half, to deep in Titan territory, looking for a touchdown to, of course, 2-point conversion as well to tie this game up. But under 10 to play in the third quarter, 1st and 10 from the 20, they run an end around near side of Christian Watson, and 3 yards for him. So 2nd and 7, and see if they can punch it in. But yeah, 14-6 your score. Titans up on the Packers coming up, I guess, next commercial break here. We'll preview what's to come on Sunday and on Monday night, as the Dolphins, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Jaguars will all be on bye. So no NFL football in the Sunshine State. I mean, hell, the NFL could have moved fucking Browns, Bills to either, Miami, Jacksonville for that matter, rather than Detroit. But the Lions are also not playing at home. They're on the road this week, so that's why the game's in Detroit. Second Bill game I might have in the past decade to be moved, as we have another buffer. Seems like it's on my end now with the technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi acting up for whatever fucking reason. Of course, it's technology, it's good, but it also sucks when you need it to be good. What the fuck? And everything else seems to be working fine, including the streams. Thanks once again for tuning in and listening, but as much as I think it might be me, I think it's Amazon. Because this, oh my god, man. We're going to miss the Packer touchdown, or let alone field goal, to cut this lead, let alone tie it up, or go for 2 and then tie it up at 14-all. Now as I exit, I can't even get back into the damn thing. See, this is the thing that sucks with, having to, stream a live event rather than watch it on, normal TV, like, should be done. But, of course, the world's changing. It's not what it used to be, and gone to shit recently, I might add. But, what's new? Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to get back into this one way or another. So we exit, we're going to re-enter Amazon Prime Video and see if it works. Seems like it's on Amazon's end tonight. I don't know about you, but for me it is. This hasn't happened at all yet, though, this year. So like I said, I guess we will do. But it still sucks, especially into the red zone, looking to score to tie the game up. And, I guess I can, rewind it if we need to, if anything did happen. but just trying to watch the normal national broadcast. All right, 4th and 11 coming up, so we didn't miss much other than them getting a first down and then going backwards, and now they got to kick a fucking field goal. So I'll leave it at that. So here comes a field goal attempt by Green Bay to cut the lead at 14-6 to 14-9, and still be down one score at 5 points. So Rodgers almost got sacked, dumped it off, and it fell incomplete. And now we've got an injured Titan. All right. So we'll take an injury timeout. It looks like with 8:28 to play in the third quarter. Yeah, they'll fade to black, and we'll get back to the action momentarily. But we'll get back on track here in a second. Meantime, NFL Week 11 continues, as mentioned, on Sunday and Monday night. We'll have arguably the best 1 o'clock game. I think all the eyeballs are on Browns-Bills, but now nobody's going to care about that because the game got moved out of Orchard Park, and they'll be playing inside rather than out in the snow. I mean, best 1 o'clock game Sunday. I mean, it's toss-up. Yeah, Browns-Bills still potentially, because you're going to see a lot of running the football there. Seeing if Josh Allen's going to snap a 2-game losing streak and quit trying to do too much. Eagles-Colts could be good, I think. Philly's going to try to bounce back when Indy's going to try to continue to push forward with Jeff Saturday at the helm. Jets-Patriots was close earlier this year. Rams-Saints, the playoff rematch from a few years back, but neither team's really the same. Of course, the Rams are coming off a Super Bowl win, but the Saints aren't the Saints anymore. And then we get into 4 o'clock, Cowboys, Vikings, Bengals, Steelers. 7 night is now Chiefs-Chargers. So 14-6 injury timeout. Green Bay going to kick a field goal. But on Sunday, we have, in the meantime, another buffer. There we go. Commercial break, though. On Sunday, the NFL this week 11. Bears-Falcons, Browns-Bills, Eagles-Colts, Jets-Patriots, Rams-Saints, Lions-Giants, Panthers-Ravens. Got Washington and Houston, Raiders, Broncos, Cowboys, Vikings, Bengals, Steelers, and Chiefs, Chargers. Monday Night Football heads to Mexico City. Got an NFC West battle with San Francisco and Arizona, 49ers and Cardinals. And we'll be watching that with WWE Monday Night Raw, but we'll be watching the Bengals-Steelers game from the day before on a 1-day delay Monday night, so be sure to tune in for that. Meantime, 39-yard field goal from Crosby. Remember, an extra point was blocked from 6 yards shorter than this distance. This kick will be up and good, though. Make it 14-9. So even if it was 14-10, it'd still be a 1-score game rather than down 4, they're down 5. 8:25 to play in the third quarter. Looks like they'll stick with it following that long commercial break with the injury rather than going to break again after the field goal. Titans getting the ball back. So, yeah, once again in the NFL this week 11 as we sit at 14-9 here. And, yeah, forgot to add, show off the graphic, all-time winningest teams in NFL history. The Packers with a win tonight could very well become the all-time winningest franchise in NFL history with a win tonight. Last time Bears did not have a share of all-time wins lead, holy shit, it was 100 years ago, December 3rd, 1921. The Buffalo Bills weren't even a team, they were called the All-Americans. So, yeah, both teams tied at 786 wins all time in franchise history, in NFL history for that matter. The Packers will win tonight, can surpass their rival to the south, and the team that Aaron Rodgers owns with a win tonight to become the all-time winningest team in NFL history with 787 wins, but they're down 5 right now and we've got a flag on the kick. It's a 14-9 your score, 8:25 to play in the third quarter. Here this NFL Week 11 Thursday night. It seems like the Packers are always playing on a Thursday night, mid to late October or mid to late November. Home or away for that matter. This seems that way. But got a personal foul, shot block on the return. Yeah, half the distance. They'll have Tennessee 1st and 10 back probably on the 10-yard line or so, I'd say. But also on Sunday, once again, we got the Bears and Falcons, Browns and Bills, Eagles and Colts, Jets and Patriots, Rams and Saints, Lions and Giants, Panthers and Ravens, Commanders and Texans, Raiders and Broncos, Cowboys and Vikings, Bengals and Steelers, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Chargers, Monday Night Football, 49ers, Cardinals, with the Dolphins, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Jaguars all on buys. 1st and 10, Tennessee. God damn it, man. What the fuck? Another buffer, 1st and 10 from the 9. Okay, we move on. 8:20 to play in the third. This defense going to have to make some stops. Hand off Derrick Henry, and it starts with him. 3 yards to the 12. 2nd and 7. Second and 7. Ryan Tannehill going to go deep. Man wide open. And it's caught at the 42. Did he control it? Did he possess it going out? They say yes, catch. Going out of bounds. So 1st and 10, Titans. Let's see a replay. He caught it. And then he goes down and then sort of juggled it. But he caught it. That's a catch. 1st and 10, Titans at the 43 officially, they say. Hand off Henry for 6-7 yards to the 48. Got a 2nd down and medium. Yeah, that's a catch. So 2nd and 5, Tannehill on a screen to Derrick Henry. He's got a convoy and he's got a 1st down and then some inside the 30, 25-20, 15-10 down at the 9. 1st and goal, Titans. We are, but 6-2-6. Where's Stitch at? Derrick Henry with a big 1st down run. Catch and run on the screen, so Tannehill going to have close to 200 yards passing. Actually on the dot with 200 yards passing now. And then 1st and goal now from the 9. Back to Woods in the flat, far side of the 3-yard line he goes. 2nd and goal, Titans. 5-5-5, triple nickel to play in the third. 14-9, they're going to try to, make it a 2-score game here. More than a 3-score game, potentially. So 2nd and goal, Titans from the 3-yard line. And already up 5. Go up 12 here with a touchdown out of the pistol. And handoff, Derrick Henry's going to throw. Touchdown, Titans. The Tebow jump pass. Tim Tebow once did that at Florida. We've seen, teams do it every once in a while. in the past 15 years on. Hand off Henry, and then looked like, he was going to run through the line, but then stops. Hooper's wide open, throws it to him, caught, touchdown. So what can't Derrick Henry do tonight is the question. Has a rushing touchdown, now a passing touchdown. The extra point, however, is up and no good. It doinks off the right upright, so we had a blocked extra point and a missed extra point. Now it's 11-point, 2-score game. Green Bay is going to need a touchdown, a 2-point, a field goal, let alone to tie it up at 20. So 20-9 your score. Midway through this third quarter, 5:17 officially to play in the third, with Green Bay kicking a field goal to begin the second half, Tennessee with a touchdown. So 20-9 your score. Tannehill now 17-21, 206 passing and a touchdown. Derrick Henry, remember he had a pass earlier, 1 of 1 for 2 yards. He's now 2 of 2, 4 yards, and that touchdown pass to Austin Hooper, who has 3 catches, 20 yards. Derrick Henry, 19 for 57 on the ground, and the touchdown as well, my dad. Burke still 6 of 60, Woods 5 of 37. Hooper has 3 catches, 20 yards in the score. Hilliard, 1 catch, 14 yards, and the go-ahead early touchdown, up 7-0. But as Derrick Henry has 19 carries, 57 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown, is 2 of 4, 4 yards passing, and a passing touchdown. He also has 2 catches, 45 yards receiving. So over 100 all-purpose yards, rushing, receiving, and now passing, and 2 total touchdowns, 1 rushing and 1 passing. So like I said, tonight and overall, what can't Derrick Henry do? And the Titans, continue to control the clock. I mean, that was a, quick touchdown drive. Green Bay did go on a long opening third quarter drive. It only resulted in a field goal, cut it now only 5-minute deficit in the time possession battle, but 20-9 your score, and unfortunately another buffer on Amazon Prime. Like, what the hell is going on tonight for Thursday Night Football? Have not had this happen to me at all yet this year for Thursday Night Football, whether I'm streaming or not. Let alone, with that being said, especially when I have difficulties with Amazon Prime Video watching Thursday Night Football. And everything else is working perfectly fine, so why is Amazon acting up? I don't know if anybody else, once again, is having any difficulties by any means, but we're going to have to get out of it again and get back in it. And this is the thing that sucks, once again, with streaming a live event, rather than watching on, normal TV. Amazon just, I can understand it for the money, and they want to go to streaming full time for this, that, or the other. Your ratings are still through the roof, though, with people watching on normal TV. Whether that's basic cable or through a satellite dish, or just whatever device system you use. Like, it's frustrating is all it is. All right, Packers with the ball, 3 yards on the opening play, 2nd and 7 at the 33. So they started 5+ yards rather than the 25 to the 30. So some good field position. They'll have even better field position now with a bullet over the middle. complete to Randall Cobb. Big first down pickup for the Green Bay offense. And everyone's favorite number 420 and counting. Green Bay making some noise here. Going to try to, cut this lead again. Down 11, 2-score game. Need a touchdown and 2-point field goal to tie it. 2 men wide open over the middle. Randall Cobb and Allen Lazard bring up the rear, and he went to Cobb, who was ahead and still catching or running a big first down. I mean, if he would have went to Lazard, he would have had a blocker, and maybe they get a few more yards. But 1st and 10, Packers now the 38, and to the 35 he goes for 3 yards. So out of bounds. Clock will stop for a second. They'll wind the clock here in a minute, though. There they go. 2nd down and 7, 3:45 now I'm counting, 20-9. Titans very fast, third quarter to say the least. Still plan on, when we get the chance here, recapping college football from last week and previewing what's to come this week as well. Just be sure to tune back in on Saturday at 3:30 for college football, Penn State at Rutgers, live watch along reactions, live right here on YouTube. 2nd and 7 for Green Bay. Empty set, they run a bubble screen to Jones. And Tennessee trying to keep up with him as he gets 4 yards. Got a 3rd and 3. Third and 3 from the 31. Rodgers complete to Lazard at the 10. Down at the 6. Like I said, halftime. Where the hell is Allen Lazard at? The Wizards back, slithering his way for a couple more catches, another big first down. And they've gone to him a lot this third quarter, and rightfully so. Because like I said, where the hell did he go? He arguably disappeared, weren't getting the football. Now they are, and go right back to him there. It's incomplete, though. So 2nd goal, Green Bay. Second and goal from the... Where the hell ball was spotted after the Lazard catch of this? 8-yard line? Yeah, 8-yard line. There's the incompletion there. 2nd goal at the 8. 5 seconds on the play. 3, get it off. Fake the give, fake the end around, and then in the end zone, caught, touchdown, Christian Watson. Well, obviously wrong about having as good of a game as, he had on Sunday. He had 3 touchdown catches then. He has 2 tonight already. And, of course, the Packers had the field goal. 20-15 this late in the third quarter. I mean, you're probably going to go for 2 to make it a 1-score game, down 3, so you can just kick a field goal to tie it, if you can make stops on defense. I mean, if you give up another touchdown, though, this game might be over. That's the thing. Green Bay's defense is going to have to step up right now and make some plays. If they can, okay. If they don't, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, you got to go for 2 here. 2:04 to play in the third. Rather a call. Because you don't want to kick it down 4 and then still need a touchdown, to take the lead whenever, or even if they kick a field goal. If you kick it here, you can tie it up at 23, but you don't want to even give them a field goal. You'd rather go for 2, make it a 3-point game, tie it at 20 if you can, let alone take the lead. But, yeah, you go for 2 here. Dillon in motion on the backfield. 2-point try for Green Bay from the 2. Rodgers flips it to Jones, and he gets in, and the conversion is successful. It's good. So 20-17, 2:04 to play in the third. Packers have momentum. They're still down 3, though, but at the same point in time, you still can't count on Aaron Rodgers. So 20-17, Tennessee, they're getting the ball back. Both teams have scored a touchdown now this third quarter, along with Green Bay having a field goal. So more action this third quarter than we had early on. After a 2-touchdown start at 7-6, there's really no difference now with the blocked extra point. Green Bay gets the 2 and they even it back, but they're still down 3. The thing that's going to get interesting this fourth quarter for both teams, for that matter, I think, is the play calling. With how much does Tennessee run the football with Derrick Henry? He has a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and he's caught the ball in the backfield for almost 50 yards. What can't he do? 19 for 57 on the ground on the touchdown, 2 for 4. 2 of 2 passing, 4 yards, in the passing touchdown to Hooper. But then he also has 2 catches, 45 yards receiving. So Green Bay's going to have to stop him, of course, but who steps up for Tennessee? But the play calling, like you're up on the road, late in the second half now. You continue to run the ball and work clock like you have, or, do you try to put them away? That's going to be interesting. I mean, I would think you just continue to do what you're doing because that's what's got you to this point now, but maybe if you keep running it, that's when the play action comes into play and you beat them deep like you did on the opening drive and you scored. Because like I said, of course, that was before they went for 2 and got it. Touchdown could put this game out of reach for Green Bay coming back and fighting the score again. Even with that said, still down 10. I mean, they were just down 11 and they scored and still got 17:04 to play officially. Another damn buffer with Amazon. Is anybody else having trouble with Amazon Prime Video when I watch Thursday Night Football? Because I've had, as everything else is working perfectly fine, anything that could go wrong with watching this game tonight has gone wrong. First time all year this is, acted up for me. Whether, like I said, I'm streaming it or not, and the stream's fine, everything else is fine. Whether I'm streaming or not, it's the first time Amazon's acted up. Buffer, disconnect, gotta exit out and get back into it now for the fucking zillionth time. So, still got a ways to go. Low scoring, 20-17. Starting to come alive. 3-point game in this third quarter. So the trend of, close Thursday Night Football continues. And the schedule, looks pretty decent the rest of the way with a lot of good games down the stretch. I don't know what the fuck it is with Amazon tonight. They can get you your packages fucking delivered to you by a robot overnight, but one red light comes on and you can't fix the issue. Tennessee's got a 1st and 10 at the 37. I don't know if that's where they're starting this drive at or if they've already got a first down, but now they got a 2nd and 7 at the 40, so minute 50 and counting to play in the third. Bet you any money that was probably the opening play of the drive. So they obviously got a good return. Now we've got an injured Packer on defense, so we'll go to break again probably, and then we'll probably act up. Because the issues have come during commercial breaks for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Amazon needs to get their head out of their ass and get it on straight and figure out their issue. I get it. It's technology. It's good business stuff. You need to be good. So yeah, commercial break with the injury. But play calling, I think, is going to be the big thing this final 2 minutes, third quarter now, and the whole fourth with both teams. With what do you do? Do you keep it the way it's been or not? And I would think so. I mean, especially Tennessee running the ball, working clock, have a lead on the road, put the pressure on Green Bay, if you can score again. I mean, a field goal would make it a 6-point lead. You'd like a touchdown to go back up 10. You got to play defense yourself, as does Green Bay, but Packers have momentum is the thing. If they can find a running game, I think that's probably where it lies deeper. If the Packers can find a running game this fourth quarter, they'll be okay. They might be able to find a way to win. I mean, at this point, it's Tennessee going to hold on to the win and Green Bay trying to come back and win it. And still special teams potentially being the difference. But no turnovers yet tonight, I might add. No turnovers. So we'll see if we get any of those or not. But I'll leave it at that. We'll see what goes. As always, I'm sure something will. But Green Bay overall, offense, defense, special teams, they just got to get the hell off the field on defense. If they can give Rodgers the ball back to go do his thing, and then you make another stop on defense, if they do score, you're going to win the game for the most part, you'd have to think. So we'll see what happens. This is Mike Vrabel. Yep. But they're going to have to continue around the ball here, though, with Derrick Henry, 2nd and 7. So second and 7 from the 40. Out of the eye, fake the give. Tannehill complete. Robert Woods inside the 40. 35-30 down at the 28. So not what Green Bay needed to see on defense there, no doubt about it. They're in field goal range, so, I mean, unless they turn it over, least they'll give up is, a field goal. But you want to hold them to 3 now. You don't want to give up a touchdown. You give up a touchdown, even at 10, I know I said that even before they scored and went for 2 and got it. Tennessee, they score here. This game could be over. Even with the full fourth quarter, entering the fourth quarter last week, Green Bay was down 14 and they came back and won in overtime. The Packers really just need to give themselves a chance. They need to take care of their own business. They need to get the hell off the field on D and, make some stops. Yeah, Vrabel is just one of those coaches, that, like I said, he has that it factor, it seems like. One, he knows what he's doing, and 2, he's a player's coach. And, like I said earlier, holds you accountable and responsible, for your actions, good or bad. That pass complete, 1st and 10, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Sort of got him bugged. I talked about all the shit with Mike Vrabel earlier. Now they're talking about the third quarter. But I'll digress. 20-17 at the end of the third. So getting interesting with 15 to play. Could we see overtime again? We'll see. Be the third Packer home game to go to overtime. Be another Thursday night game to go to overtime. Tennessee on the road, though, in prime time. With a lead, they blew it last time at Kansas City. They're going to do it against the other State Farm rep and Aaron Rodgers as they did to Patrick Mahomes and company. We'll see. But yeah, that's where we stand, 20-17. Tennessee inside the red zone. I mean, 1, you're on the road. 2, you're able to run the ball. 3, you're up by 3. 4, if you can continue to run the football, make it 5, you should score, control the clock, and go back up 10-11 as you were, and you're in a damn good spot. With a good chance to win the game with less than 15 to play. Whereas Green Bay, they got to get a stop on defense still, man. If they can get a stop on D. God damn it, Amazon. What the fuck? turnover. They need a turnover bad. They need a special teams error or something. Green Bay needs to stop, but right now it doesn't seem like they're going to get it. And can't catch a break with fucking Amazon tonight. Damn Prime Video watching the damn game. So we'll try this again and then go from there. But 20-17, your end of third quarter score. And we'll see what happens. Just as always, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links, as always, in the description below. And even when this does occur, it doesn't seem like we've missed much. I don't want to jinx it, though, when something big happened. It seems like we've missed just one play for a couple yards, or like the kickoff return. But still, the fact of the matter of it is, it shouldn't even be fucking doing it. It's technology, though. It's 2022. Like, we wouldn't want to know what to do without it, but, with it, it's good, but then also sucks when you need to be good. I've been saying that for years. They show off the division standing, so a glimpse at the coaches again. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we've missed much. At the end of the third quarter, they flip ends. Titans got a 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line, up 3 with 15 to play. 1st and 10. Tannehill looking to throw over the middle in the end zone, caught. Touchdown Titans. Austin Hooper. No, they say incomplete now, even though Green Bay has it. Returning on the interception. Out past the 30, 35. I'd run that fucker back the whole way to the end zone. They say incomplete on the field, though. All right, so rather than a catch and a touchdown, incomplete, and then rather than a interception as well, Green Bay has the ball. Here's a replay. It's caught. That's a fucking touchdown. And then the ball came out. He was down. If I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm challenging that. That's a touchdown right there. And then the ball came out. Well, that is a scoring play. It's in the fucking end zone, but they rolled it incomplete. That's a touchdown, yes. If I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm throwing the challenge flag. Green Bay already won a challenge earlier. Yeah, Vrabel with the red flag right in front of the ref. They're going to say touchdown first off rather than him even challenging. It's a touchdown. After further review, it's a touchdown, so he didn't even have to challenge. So it was a scoring play because it was in the end zone. Even though they called it incomplete, they look at it. It's a clear touchdown. And then the ball came out. He's clearly down with the catch in the end zone. It's a touchdown. And then the ball came out. Green Bay has it. It'd be a fumble, but it'd be down by contact. Be a touchback since it's in the end zone rather than an interception and then the return. But they rolled it dead anyway. So, yeah, touchdown Titans. That's a clear touchdown for sure. So, touchdown Titans, 26-17. Make it 27-17 with the extra point up and good. Yes, they, remember, missed their last. They doinked it off the right upright. But they go back up 2 scores at 10. 14:55 to play, scoring the opening play of the fourth quarter. Tannehill with a passing touchdown over the middle. He has 2 passing touchdowns, as Derrick Henry has 1 and then also has a rushing touchdown for that matter. And their lone mistakes missed extra point. They have had to punt, a couple times, but not as much as Green Bay. But Green Bay still has momentum even though they're down 10. Time's not going to be on their side now, even though they were down 14 entering the fourth quarter on Sunday against the Cowboys and came back and won by 3 in overtime. They're down 10 here at home against Titans tonight as we begin the fourth quarter. And, well, down 3 and then they score on the opening play. Another damn issue with Amazon. Jesus Christ. When will this end? Not the game. Still close game. Play all night for all I care. 10-point lead for the Titans again, 27-17. So Green Bay going to have to do something. Rodgers going to have to come back and do his thing, work his magic, and find a way to win. Somebody's going to have to step up. It's been Allen Lazard in the third quarter. So at halftime, where the hell did he go? Well, he finally reemerged. Meantime, Noah Watson has 2 touchdowns. Randall Caldwell hasn't done much, but Robert Tonyan, tight end, he's had a quiet game. If I'm Rodgers, I'm looking to 85 this fourth quarter, as they'll get the ball back here. So, yep, 14 now, 10, first and 10, 27-17 with 14:49 to play from the 23. You just got to give yourself a chance. I mean, this has, as we still have no turnovers, Rodgers going to go deep down the middle of the field. Watson incomplete, wants a flag, and nothing. Incomplete, 2nd and 10, no penalty, no defense pass interference in the DPI. Snow's starting to fall again. Is it still cold? Snowing early, that went away, now it's snowing again. But this has, for Green Bay, down 10 here in the fourth quarter, 27-17, written all over it of them scoring, their defense making a stop, down 3 or down 7. Whether they kick a field goal or touchdown first, I'll say a touchdown. I mean, still be the same difference, one way or another. But then at the end of the game, to get in field goal range to tie it to force overtime or score to force overtime and tie it at 27. That is, of course, they don't turn it over. They turn the ball over, the game's over. Unless they can get a turnover themselves. And then, time still ain't going to be on their side. They have to go hurry up and try to do something quick. But 27-17, got a third down, big third down for the Packers. Maybe the play of the game right here, minute into the fourth quarter, down 10. But this has written all over it. Them scoring, either down 7 or 3, getting a stop on defense, and then doing what they need to do to tie it to force overtime, long story short. 3rd and 7. Just is how the Packers games go if they're down by this much. That pass intended for Robert Tonyan. Rodgers gets hit. No flag on that. No flag on a potential defensive hold. And they're going to have to punt. So they'll still be down 10 here early fourth quarter. Their defense going to have to get some stops. And if they can't, well, honestly, the game's going to be over at that point. Yep, just good defense by the Titans tonight. They've put ton of pressure on Rodgers. They have no running game compared to the Titans. Rodgers has 2 passing touchdowns to Christian Watson. They have a field goal. Return for a few yards, be 1st and 10, Tennessee. But just, no doubt about it, has to be frustrating for Green Bay still. But 27-17 with 13:45 to play. Defensively, they're going to have to get a stop, man. If they can, okay. If not, the game's probably over. Because if the Titans for sure score a touchdown on this drive, which they're going to run the ball and work as much clock as they possibly can, I would have to think. If they score a touchdown on this drive, this game is for sure over. They'd be up 34-17, 2.5 score game with 10 minutes to play. If that. If Green Bay can give up a field goal, let alone nothing at all, they're still going to have a chance, but it's going to be a slim chance, and time ain't going to be on their side. Because say it's 27-17 still as it is. Okay, like I said, need a field goal and a touchdown to tie it. One or the other, first, the other second. Well, and 2 touchdowns to win it. But then if they give up a field goal, they'd for sure need 2 touchdowns to win it at 31-30. And that's for how they've played offensively and defensively, for that matter. That's asking a lot right now. So first off, Green Bay's defense is going to have to get off the field. But Tennessee, if I'm the Titans, if I'm Mike Vrabel, I don't care who the quarterback is. You have Derrick Henry running back. I am running the football like no tomorrow, running it every single play. but I'm working as much clock as I possibly can. I'm not snapping on the play clock until 3 seconds. And it's a power up the middle or a toss to the side. And then maybe on third and short, if you want to, run a action off of it, okay, so be it. Maybe, add a trick play or two in. I'm going to continue to run the football, though. I'm not throwing. I am not stopping the clock and helping them out unless they call timeouts. If I'm Tennessee, I am running Derrick Henry, who tonight has over 100 all-purpose total yards this evening. 63 on the ground, 45 receiving, and then 4 yards passing, and 2 total touchdowns, I might add. As Derrick Henry has 21 carries, 63 yards rushing, and a touchdown, 2 catches, 45 yards receiving, and he's 2 of 2 passing for 4 yards and a touchdown as well. So, yeah, if I'm Tennessee, I am running the football like there is no tomorrow. I am working as much clock as I possibly can, just as I did in the first half. So, from the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, out of the eye, Tannehill going to hand off Derrick Henry. About a yard. 2nd and 9, but as the play clock resets, don't snap it until there's 5 seconds on the play clock. You want to drain as much clock as possibly can right now. You're on the road with a 10-point lead and a running game. Can't ask for much more. So continue to run the football. Whatever you fucking do, though, I'll say this. Don't turn it over. We have yet to have a turnover tonight. Do not turn it over if you're the Titans. 2nd and 8 from the 39. Another handoff, Derrick Henry. Nowhere to go. He's actually going to lose the yards. Stuff the line of scrimmage to 3rd down, but he continued to work clock. Some pushing and shoving, getting chippy here late. Motion's getting the better of a couple players, but I mean, you're still up 10. 3rd down and long. They'll probably be in the gun, but I'm still running the ball. Your defense has played well. I'd believe in them. I'd run the ball and work clock and then punt. Now, if you want to run a play action and beat them deep, nail in the coffin, so to speak, go right ahead. Trip stop your screen out of the gun, but I'm running a fucking draw. 3rd and 9 from the 38. Tannehill will throw, and it's complete, 1st down. Well, that's even better for them. Now, 12 minutes to play, another 1st down. You get back to the running game for certain, and 2-3 runs, another 1st down. Keep doing it. And like I said, they scored a touchdown here. This game's over. Green Bay holds them to field goal. Well, on nothing. Still down 10-13. They still have a chance, but a slim chance. But time ain't going to be on their side. From the 43, Tannehill under center, and Hill hand off to Derrick Henry. Bounce a tackle. Near side. Breaks a couple more tackles, hits the hole, and gets 8-9 yards, 2nd and short. Keep running the football. Second and 1. Run the damn ball. They fake it. Tannehill looking to throw over the middle. It's picked off. What the hell are you doing? Oh my God. Of course. Just of course they had to turn the ball over. Run the fucking football. Work as much fucking clock as you can. What the hell? Like I said, whatever you do, don't turn it over. They run a play action over the middle, and his pass is intercepted. So Green Bay on the return out past the 30, 1st and 10. And now with the turnover, they have momentum. They're still down 10. And that slim chance has gone up a few percent, but Not by much, because they still haven't been able to do anything with it yet. Of course, we got a break. But even with scoring, 11 points this second half, down 14-6 at halftime, now 27-17, about 10 minutes to play in the fourth, 10 minutes to play overall. Green Bay's still got to drive and score, whether that's a field goal here first or a touchdown first. They're still going to have to get another defensive stop and get the ball back. And then, the difference of it, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown first, do the opposite then, let alone win the game if they don't, force overtime. So it's getting very interesting at this point. What kind of fucking football Christmas commercial is this? Oh, it's for VR. I was gonna say, it's still too early to even talk about Christmas, unless that's for shopping purposes, because Christmas trees don't go up until after Thanksgiving, I might add. And it's Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Not the Happy Holidays, but if you're one of those Happy Holidays types of person, well, Happy Holidays to you. But it's Happy Thanksgiving next week, and then a month from then, Merry Christmas, and a week from then, Happy New Year, and then we'll, hard to believe, already be in the 2023s. 2022 absolutely flew by, including this football season, for that regard. So, yeah, here we go. 1st and 10, Green Bay with life after a defense turnover. Down 10 still. Got a couple timeouts and 2-minute warning. And if they drive and get a field goal, touchdown, can tie it, force overtime, let alone win it, we're going to look back at Tennessee running the football, but then not running the football and then turning it over, and then that's what cost them the game. Because earlier it was a 4th and 1. Went for it, didn't get it. Defense got him the ball right back. Quick 3 and out by Green Bay. What gives now, we'll see. 1st and 10 Packers from the 34. 27-17 your score, 10:44 to play. Toss to Aaron Jones to the 42 on 8-yard run. Be 2nd and 2.5, 3. However, we got a flag on play, and watch, this will come back. For a hold, 10 yards, they'll replay the down. Yep, 1st and 20. Back at the 24 now, got an injured Titan on the defense. Holding his left leg. The back of his left knee is left hammy. Seemingly pulled it on the block on the slip and slide. Yeah. It's another injury on defense. But Green Bay going to have a 2nd and short here. 2nd down and short for the Packers. Down 10 here. 10 to play. But an injury timeout in the meantime. Or actually, it was 2nd and short. But because of the penalty, that's right. 1st and 20. My bad. 1st and 20 after the hold. 1st and 20. They'll probably run something similar, though. I'd have to think that they ran on that play anyway. There's a toss to Jones. They're just first off try to get the penalty yardage back and then go from there. But now 1st and 20 to 24. Rodgers looking to throw, going to step up, and almost picked off himself. He was going to the Lizard out on Lazard, incomplete. 2nd and 20. 10-12 to play. And 10-12, 12-10 actually was the final score of a college football game last night in a snow game, I might add. We're going to try to, if we get the chance, continue to recap what happened last week and a couple games already this week, and what's still to come this week if we get time. If not, well, we'll talk about all that on Saturday, but that's still the plan. But this game, very close. Coming down to nitty gritty. 2nd and 20, Rodgers complete. Randall Cobb to the 32, so almost back to the original line of scrimmage. He's got his 3rd and 12 coming up here under 10 to play. But, yeah, that's the plan. And, of course, my story, I'm sticking to it. So, see what it gets here. Got to convert first off. Got to convert. Third and 12. Watson in motion, top of your screen, in the slot. Rodgers looking to throw over the middle, incomplete, intended for Sammy Watkins at midfield. 4th and 12, and they'll punt again, and so they can't capitalize off the turnover, which ain't a good thing for them right now. Or to begin with, for that matter, because you always want to try to capitalize off a turnover, but the biggest obstacle Green Bay is going to have to get by now is time, because time ain't on their side. 9:23 to play. Give the ball back. You're still down 10. If you had a 4th and shorter than 12, say 4th and that holding penalty hurt him. Punt's going to help down to the 13. 1st and 10 Titans from there with 9:13 to play, but still 27-17. Defensively, you can't get off the field. Tennessee run the ball and work clock, game's over for sure, whether they score or not. The pass was there, just wasn't executed. It was incomplete. The hold hurt him. But if you have a 4th and a lot less than 5, would they run a fake punt right there? Try to get some momentum. But then if it, backfires on them, well, the game's for sure over, because then you're giving them a good field and then they score, they for sure win. When they're seemingly going to win right now as it is. Because like I said, the biggest obstacle the Packers have to get by right now and get through is time. 9:23 to play, 9:13 to play after the punt, down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Titans, up 10 when we return from there. Time ain't on the Packers side. So they got to get off the field quick. I mean, I wouldn't call my timeouts just yet. Comes down to it, though, yeah, for sure. Still got the 2-minute warning, but 9:23 with 2-minute warning and timeouts on both sides is going to be an eternity. It's going to be, I would have to think, another good 30 minutes or so of live time. But if the thing is, Tennessee can run the football and work clock. Ball game. So I don't know why they threw it on 2nd and 1. 2 stupid-ass bonehead decisions. I mean, like I said earlier, understood it, but then I didn't at the same time. Go for it on 4th and 1. You contradict yourself one way or another. It's double-edged sword, as mentioned then. When you have Derrick Henry and he's done it all tonight, it's felt like running, passing, and catching. But 4th and 1, you go for it, you don't get it, but then the defense gets the ball back. Well, just like the interception, defense gives them the ball back once again anyway. So regardless if it didn't work out for them then or now, they still have gotten the ball back, and they need to stick to their roots. Titans with Derrick Henry, even how when they were the Oilers, Earl fucking Campbell, to Eddie George, now to Derrick Henry, who tonight has now 73 yards rushing and a touchdown, 4 yards passing, and a touchdown, and 45 yards receiving. From the 13-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Titans, 9:13 to play, up 10, 27-17. Run the damn ball, okay? Derrick Henry to the 19-yard line for 6. 2nd and 4. Run the ball, work clock, and seal it. Put this game away. Make sure they don't touch the ball. Got a whistle, injured timeout. As Savage is being a Savage, down, holding his left leg. Injured on defense for the Packers. A lot of defensive injuries tonight. Nothing really on offense. Everything's been on defense. Players cramping up with the cold, it seems like. Normally it's cramping up because of the heat, but cold can do that to you too, believe me. Showing off some highlights. You just get winded, you know? So, yeah, Tennessee, 2nd and 4 here. Run the damn ball. Keep running the football. And you're going to run away with the win. Because if you can go the distance, hell, you don't even have to score, but if you can go the distance and score, games for sure over. But if you go the distance and don't score, you're going to take up a lot of time. Just don't turn it over. That's what I said last time, that they turned it over. But then the defense got on the ball back, so... They're... Tennessee's in a good spot. Yeah. Yeah, Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, Old Cowboy Stadium, the old Orange Bowl. I mean, probably your Three Rivers. I'm trying to think of a few other. You know, like, well, one, if it's a football city, you're winning to begin with. For the most part, 2nd and 4 handoff. Derrick Henry be 3rd and 2. But then if you had a, established franchise and deep-rooted history and, something that stood the test of time. Was Savage really hurt? Because he's back out there now. Trying to stop him. 3rd and 1, they're throwing again. Tannehill all day to throw. He's going to tuck it on. Boom, big hit. 4th down and short. Tennessee's going to have to punt. Tannehill might not know where the fuck he is right now. Yeah, they're going to have to punt. Why are you throwing on back-to-back drives on 3rd and 1 when you should be running it and getting another 1st down and working more clock? So 7.5 to play. Titans going to have to punt. Packers going to get it back once again. And with timeouts and some time and 2-minute warning, even down 10, they still have a chance. The Titans are, sort of giving this game away if Green Bay could do something with it. If not, they luck out. Going to talk about they almost blocked the punt. Fielded on the punt return from the 22, a little dangerous, but a good return. Out past midfield, stiff arm inside the 45-yard line in Titan territory. So that's the spark they need. Talk about special teams. Momentum still. Down 10, 3 timeouts, 6:59, and 2-minute warning. That's a ton of time. For Aaron Rodgers especially. But, the fact of the matter is they really haven't been able to do anything recently now. Even though they did something early 3rd quarter, early 2nd half, stalled recently. Defense is making stops. Turning the defense showdown now for the most part. But Tennessee's giving this game away. If only Green Bay could do something. But they haven't been able to. But Green Bay now needs to put them in their place because, well, Tennessee's running the ball, but then not running the ball, whether they're getting stopped or not, need to continue to run the football. Work clock, man. You have a fucking lead on the road. Run the damn fucking ball. It's not that fucking hard. Make them call their timeouts. Put them in a spot. Now you're putting yourself in a tough spot. And I'm not rooting for any team in particular tonight. It's just, this is my type of game with running the ball, football weather, play good defense, rely on your special teams. And Tennessee's been doing, their part and their defense getting the ball back when they've fucked up. But then they do something stupid again. And, got to give credit to Green Bay's defense, though, too. Their defense is making plays. So if only, Rodgers and the Packer offense could do something, it'd be even more interesting than it is right now for that matter. as we hit another buffer, so I guess we'll have to exit and re-enter and see if it works out. But like I said, I don't know if anybody else has had any technical difficulties with Amazon tonight, but I've had a shit ton of them. But like I said, I guess we were due because it, really hasn't happened yet at all this year. But I guess we're going to hold off as well, I might add. Now that it's coming down to it, we'll see what Green Bay does here on the college football recap from last week. And I mean, last week we, for the most part, recapped that to begin with, minus the night games. And also previewed this week, but, still want to, talk about that if I could again. But I guess we're going to hold off on that until later, until Saturday, so be sure to tune in then. But what the fuck, man? Everything else is working perfectly fine. Fucking Amazon Prime Video. What the fuck, Jeff Bezos? You can go to the fucking moon, but you can't have your damn streaming service play right for us fucking football fans to watch it when we want to watch it once a fucking week. And that's the thing with, once again, streaming. Like, everybody wants to push forward to the future. Look at fucking crypto for a perfect example. Gone down the fucking shitter. But so's the world. God damn it, man. Now I'm missing the whole entire fucking Packer drive for the most part, probably. Now it won't even load. I'm going to turn off my system and now turn it back on and then get back into it because it won't even fucking load. Also, in the meantime, try watching it on something else and see if that helps. But just, what the hell? Always got to be something, man. Tell you what, always got to be fucking something. But I guess that's life. And like I said, I don't know if anybody else is having any trouble with this tonight. Let me know in the comments below if in fact you are. But we're going to try this once more. I mean, this is going to fucking suck. We missed, of all times, the fucking ending to the game. Especially with Rodgers and the Packers coming back, for God's sake. Oh, come on. Really? We're connected. Because everything else is working perfectly fucking fine, man. This is bullshit. This is bull fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Because, like, if we weren't connected, we wouldn't be streaming the fucking game right now. Amazon, Jesus Christ. Everything's successful. As it should be. A download speed of 12 and a upload speed of 98, so can't get much any fucking better than that. Fuck you, Amazon. What the fuck? At least we can get back into it for the time being. Will the game fucking load, though, is the question. Amazon. And Bezos is potentially going to be in the running to buy a team. Hopefully they don't have any technical difficulties. Oh, wait. That very franchise has, been shit since Dan Snyder took over. What in the fuck? Come on. Does anybody know what the hell happened? Did Green Bay do anything? We're about to find out. It was 27-17. 7 minutes to play. They were getting the ball back down 10. Now can't even fucking watch the game. What the hell? I guess I'm just going to have to, well, maybe not. There we go. Just watch these stats. And Green Bay went 4 and out, I might add. Went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. So now Tennessee's running the ball. Green Bay with a couple timeouts. Still might get the ball back here. Still 10-point, 27-17 game with 5 minutes to play. But Amazon, what in the hell? Like a Prime Video. At least next Thursday night game ain't on Prime. It'll be on NBC. It'll be on normal, regular TV. Just like the other 2 Thursday games next week in NFL and Thanksgiving. As we'll have the Bills and Lions. Bills going to be playing in Detroit this Sunday to begin with, so we'll see even if they go back to Buffalo. They probably won't. Probably just stay for a week because they'll play the Browns there on Sunday because the game got moved because of the weather. And then, next Thursday, Bills, Lions, Giants, Cowboys also on Thanksgiving, and next Thursday night have the Patriots and Vikings. And I'll have live watch-along reactions later on YouTube of the middle game on Fox with the Big Blue New York Football Giants and the star America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. So be sure to tune in. All right, so Green Bay got the ball back with 7 minutes. 4 and out, Turner rundowns. Tennessee 4th down, they're going to have to punt. It's still 27-17. So that being said, with 5:05 to play, we only missed 2 minutes, but we didn't miss a damn thing other than 2 change of possessions. So Tennessee punts, Green Bay with another chance. Under 5 to play, still down 10. Punt return, fielded inside the 10 on the return to the 20-yard line. And remember, on the last drive, they had good field position. They went 4 and out. They couldn't even get in field goal range for that matter. But now they don't have any timeouts. 4:54 to play. Packers down 10, 27-17 your score. And no timeouts. Going to have to go the distance and then hope to get the ball back again. And then, do something then to tie it up, score, and win, or just, of course, got to do fucking something. And I guess we're not even going to get to see it because Amazon doesn't want to let us watch it. This is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. What a big deal. It's good for 5 seconds and then it shits the bed. Well, I guess that'll do it, because I can't fucking watch the game. Even though everything else is working perfectly fine, including the stream. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Like I said, yeah, I guess we'll just have to watch it in the cast. And Rodgers 9 yards to Tunyon, and then an incomplete pass. So they got a 2nd and 1. Yeah, no shit that a problem occurred. Connection error, my ass. Everything else is working perfectly fine. It's just fucking Amazon. Be 1st and 10, Green Bay. Yeah, Amazon's being a piece of shit right now. Saying whatever the fuck it's saying. With no connection. Problem on this, problem on that. Everything else on my end is working perfectly fine, including this stream, or else I wouldn't be fucking talking live right here on YouTube right now. So, like, what in the hell? Yes, I want to fucking watch the game live. They got a 3rd down and 11, though. They've gone 6 plays in 40 seconds, but they're still down 10 here. There we go. All right, maybe something. Fucking Amazon. 3-3-3 and counting to play. 2nd down and 7 for Green Bay from midfield. No timeouts, still down 10. So they're going to have to score, whether that's field goal or touchdown, make it a 3-point deficit, get an onside kick, and hope to get the ball back. Rodgers all day to throw, and then he takes a sack. Just can't do that. Can't allow that to happen. He knows better. Like, what the hell? And up until now, like, even when it was giving me trouble, really didn't matter. You know, didn't miss much. They're trying to come back, and then it acts up. It's like, well, I want to see this. Like, wouldn't have this problem if it was on, say, NBC, Fox, CBS, ABC, ESPN, NFL Network. Rodgers over the middle on 3rd and 19. He might have got 18 and a half. They got to hurry up if it's 4th and inches. 4th and a yard. We're going to hit the 2-minute warning here in about 15 seconds. And they got to go for it on 4th and 1. He'll hand off, and Jones, no. He didn't get it. No, and that's another turnover on downs, and now the Titans can just kneel it. No, he didn't get the first down. No chance in hell. And this Titan defense, talk about bending but not breaking earlier a little bit, as I always do. Even when they made mistakes on offense, and they were hitting on all cylinders, it seemed like tonight, especially Derrick Henry doing everything he did. Their defense was able to get the offensive ball back. Yeah, they punted a couple times. But then late in the game, their defense with a couple, turnaround downs They're going to measure it, but it ain't going to matter. Bring Chang'e out. Turnover on downs. Green Bay can't stop the clock other than this 2-minute warning coming up in 4 seconds. And Tennessee can take a few kneel downs, and that'll do it. And the Titans are going to beat the Packers tonight on Thursday Night Football 27-17. They'll get to 7-3. Green Bay going to fall to 4-7, and they go to Philadelphia next Sunday night, which that ain't going to be an easy game for them either. And if they lose that, their season's probably fucking over at 4-8. You know, but they'd honestly have to win out, be 9-8, above 500 to make the playoffs. But you know, you could have an NFC team potentially. It'd be out of the NFC South, not the North. You would have to think making the playoffs below 500, but yeah, this was a must-win game for the Packers night, along with next Sunday at Philadelphia. And they lose tonight. They're going to lose. 2 of 4 to play. There's going to be questions on if, well, should even brought Rodgers back. Hell, there's already been questions, especially during a 5-game losing streak. They won Sunday, going to lose again tonight. So they've lost 6 of the last 7 when Tennessee's won 7 of now of their last 8. 2 totally different teams. Burks on a deep ball down to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal with a minute 55 to play, the 2-minute mark. And now, well, they can punch it in if they want to and run up the score, but you take a knee and that's it. And the Titans are going to win. But I think even with Rodgers, you know, extending for 4 years and, you know, okay, even though he's already won 1 Super Bowl, you know, Bart Starr as a Packer won 2 Super Bowls. They won a lot of world championships, though, back in the day with Vince Lombardi. Favre went to 2 Super Bowls and only won 1. Rodgers has been to 1 Super Bowl and won 1, beating the Steelers in 45. That's the question, you know, coming up next couple years. Do they get the Super Bowl? Do they, you know, win another one? I wonder what he's thinking right now, sitting on that bench. I think there's going to be more shit towards Matt LaFleur than there's going to be Aaron Rodgers. But the problem is with Rodgers is he's talking about this and he's talking about that. At this point, even though they can still get out of it, they don't have an easy schedule. It ain't going to get any easier down the stretch. With 3 with a bye week of their next 4 games are on the road. They get the Rams at home on a Monday night before Christmas, but they got to go to Philadelphia next Sunday night. And then they got to go to Miami on fucking Christmas. And then they got a couple of divisional games, including with the Vikings, who they lost to, are arguably one of the best teams in the league right now, among a few other teams. And Tennessee's in a good spot in the AFC South, but Indy's right there. You know, they can, you know, make some noise here. And talking earlier about, you know, overall damn good teams, the Titans are in that conversation to an extent, but just as they do something good, you know, they've taken a step back. They didn't blow the lead tonight. They got up 7, 14-6. And then they're going to win it 27-17, even though Green Bay looked good early in the 3rd quarter. The difference is the running game, with Tennessee having one and Green Bay not this evening. They show off some turkeys at a turkey farm. We'll see who gets pardoned. They give us Charlie Brown music for Thanksgiving next week. We'll have 3 Thursday NFL Thanksgiving games next week, but none on Amazon Prime Video, and probably a good thing. They can take another week off and get everything sorted out with technical difficulties. And then return in 2 weeks for Patriots and Bills, but yeah, they show off what's to come as we've talked about already with the games on Sunday, and then, you know, next week with beginning on Thursday. And we'll talk more about Week 12 and after that, but tonight, the difference, I think, as Tannehill threw for 333 yards. 111 of those to Traylon Burks. Woods had 69 yards receiving on 6 catches. Derrick Henry only had 87 yards rushing, but he had a rushing touchdown on 28 carries. I said earlier, if he doesn't get 25 carries, close to 100 yards rushing, for them, probably won't be a good thing. But Tannehill, even in the win and him still doing that, Tannehill was 22 of 27, 333 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Did have an interception, was sacked 3 times. But a win's a win at the end of the day. They won by 10, whether he, threw for this or threw for that. I'm going to exit Amazon because I don't want any more technical difficulties on their end. So no post-game show from them this evening. I normally don't watch it anyway, but I'll sign off here on YouTube in a minute. I'm like, about half hour or so has gone by, and final, couple minutes, like nine or so minutes, I thought, with timeouts, 2-minute warning, seeing what the hell was going to happen, and nothing did. It stayed at 27-17. Tennessee controlled the clock tonight with the run game. Only winning it by 5 minutes because Green Bay, cut it there early in the third quarter, scoring with a field goal and a touchdown. It's 20-9 after 7-0, 7-6, 14-6. Early on, the difference was a missed extra point. Tennessee also missed an extra point as well, but it doinked off the right upright, not blocked. Had a turnover as well, but Green Bay couldn't do anything with it. That was a lone turnover tonight. So if only they would have done something with it, who knows? I mean, probably still lose, but you never know. Probably would have made it a little bit more interesting, at least down the stretch with an onside kick and all that. But special teams had a few good returns, but only 7 penalties, and most of those were all in the first half, so they let them play for the most part tonight. Weather, it was cold and snowy all game, but the difference was the run game. Tennessee able to run the football when Green Bay couldn't. Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards passing from him is a lot. Sacked 3 times, as I mentioned, 2 touchdowns, though, with the interception, but Green Bay couldn't capitalize, so that doesn't matter. But then Derrick Henry, as he had 28 carries, 87 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown, and also 45 yards receiving on 2 catches, he was 2 of 2 passing and with 4 yards and a touchdown to Austin Hooper. So the Titans had 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdowns. The lone thing they didn't do right was the missed extra point and doinked off the right upright because of the weather with the wind. So they were hitting on all cylinders tonight. Looked like a pretty damn good team now at 7-3. Showing they can go on the road late in the year and win. They never trailed tonight. Green Bay was down the whole entire game and couldn't come back. Both teams, of course, will get a mini bye, and Tennessee next week, week 12, as Green Bay will be at Philadelphia next Sunday night. Probably going to have live watch along reactions live on YouTube of that game as well, so be sure to tune in for that as well. The Titans, I've had a few times this year, had them on bonus coverage this past week, saw them in prime time at the Chiefs on Sunday night. But early in the year, they went to Buffalo and lost on a Monday night. Recently they lost at Kansas City on the road, but they win tonight on the road at Green Bay. Titans host the Bengals a week from Sunday. That should be a damn good game. And then they also got to go to Philly coming up. It'll be the week after the Packer-Eagle game, early December, week 13. But week 11 begins here tonight on Thursday Night Football. The Titans winning by 10 at Green Bay, 27-17. So the Titans will play the Bengals at home next week. Talk about new digs. They'll get a new stadium in the next couple years. But from LP Field, Nissan Stadium in Music City, they'll be heading home at 7-3, coming off of a couple straight wins after a loss. And they've won 7 of 8 where Green Bay has lost 6 of 7. So, like I said, 2 totally different teams. I don't know how the hell Tannehill finished with 333 yards passing, but he did. I mean, good chunk of it, 111, was to Treylon Burks, who they drafted out of Arkansas to replace A.J. Brown, who they traded at the draft to Philadelphia. So, yeah. Tannehill, 22 of 27, 333 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The pick didn't matter, so they couldn't capitalize. Was sacked 3 times, but Derrick Henry did it all. And, Tannehill playing the way he did helped out a ton. Because 333 yards, like I said, for him is a lot. Like, that's damn good. To begin with for anybody. But for him, that's impressive. Henry, 28 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches, 45 yards receiving, and then 2 of 2 passing for 4 yards and a touchdown as well. Burks, 111 yards receiving. Woods, 69. Hooper had 2 touchdowns, 1 from Henry, 1 from Tannehill. 4 catches, 36 yards. So, Tennessee's looking pretty good in the AFC South and probably should win the division again. But I think Indy could make some noise. I still think Green Bay could, find a way out of this. I mean, a big win on Sunday, but on a short week, they lose at home, down the whole entire game and, can't come back and do it again. But they're going to have to beat Philadelphia. They're going to have to win some games overall, whether that's Philadelphia, the Rams, the Dolphins, the Vikings, among everybody else they play. Because it's still going to get easier. They're going to have to win some games they're not, expecting to win. Which, at 4-7, this is as bad as they've been since 2016 at this point in the year. And I might add, in 2016, the Green Bay Packers ended up making it the whole way to the NFC Championship game before they lost the Atlanta Falcons, before the Falcons were 20-3 leading the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. And now they're making a movie about Tom Brady in that Super Bowl in Houston, and the trailer released today. And it has a bunch of old hags playing the real-life story, so they say, of 80 to Brady, with getting to potentially Tom Brady's final Super Bowl, even though he's continued to play now since then for, 6 more years, and will continue to play until he, doesn't want to anymore. And yeah. Jane Fonda and Sally Field, along with Tom Brady and Gronk, are your main cast members in that movie. But, Green Bay at 4-7, worst they've been since then. They made it to the whole way to the NFC Championship game that year, I might add. So, same with the Packers. If they can take care of business and get some help, they'll be okay. But they got to take care of business first off before they can even ask for help, and then, see what happens from there. But a loss tonight for them, going to hurt. But they never, had a lead to, even give themselves a chance. They're playing catch-up from the start. The closest they had it was at 7-6, and then 20-17. So Rodgers finished his 24-39 for 227 and 2 touchdowns. The difference was the run game. Aaron Jones only had 12 carries, 40 yards rushing, and then 6 catches, 20 yards receiving. A.J. Dillon had 6 carries, 13 yards rushing, and a catch for 10 yards out of the backfield. And Cobb, 6 catches, 73 yards in his return. Allen Lazard had 5 catches, 57 yards. But 4 catches of those 5 for 55 yards were all in the second half, for the most part in the third quarter. Watson, 4 catches, 48 yards. Another 2+ touchdown game for him. With 5 touchdown receptions in as many days. He had 3 on Sunday and 2 tonight. And the Packers are one of the games, of course, everything, even as a rookie, you want those 5 touchdowns off the board. I mean, you're not scoring, though, but, you still be 2-0 in those games. But they won on Sunday, they lose tonight. Tennessee's won both games in that span as well. But yeah, the Packers season could be over at this point, but myself included, I'm still not rolling them out. I'm not. As much as I want to at this point, I just can't. So, run it until the wheels fall off. Stick with them till, they show, which they haven't shown much, but until they show different, that their season's for sure over. Because it's still a long-ass season. Still, 18 weeks, 17 regular season games. They're 4-7. Their bye week's going to be the midway point from now until Christmas. They play 2 games, and then a bye week, and then 2 games. And then they play 2 more games. So at 4-7, week 11, they still got 6 more games to play. So split it into the thirds. If that's the thing, if they can take care of business and win some games, which they're going to have to, they're not expected to win. The Green Bay Packers, can't count them out, especially the Rodgers, let alone Favre for that matter. Gunslingers back there, but they got to find a running game. They'll still be okay, but they got to win here before too long, because if not, their season's going to be done for. And it might already be, even though we've thought it's potentially been done. They've only won once, make it twice, since October the 2nd. It was in overtime at home on October the 2nd against the Patriots, and then this past Sunday, mid-November, in overtime against the Cowboys. They've lost every other game. And they're bye weeks late. They probably would have liked it to have, sometime sooner to get healthy. But it's late, and they lose. They fall to 4-7. So, yeah. It has to be very frustrating, to say the least. But tough shit. There's 31 other teams playing the same game. So I wonder what, they're going to say now. That's what I said earlier. I think more so than not, LaFleur's going to get heat more so than Rodgers. Because if they ran fucking Mike McCarthy out of town after a Super Bowl win, and then he, takes a year off and, goes to Dallas, okay, they welcome him back, the Packers beat him. Just barely. They could have lost that game and probably should have lost that game, and they lose again tonight. Like, they'd be, 3-8 then? The season for sure would be over at that point. But maybe not, Like I said, he still could have a team below 500 make the playoffs. It's happened before. I'm not counting them out until they're counted out for sure. 1, 2, 3. Down for the count. Because you just can't count them out until just that. So, Titans were the better team tonight, no doubt about it. And the running game was the difference. So, Titans won it by 10 on Thursday Night Football. Officially 27-17 your final score. So, that'll do it. Live right here on YouTube with myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coy and Luke 96. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. And then hope to see everybody again this upcoming weekend for more college football, NFL, and professional wrestling. Live watch along reactions. Of college football Saturday afternoon, pro wrestling Saturday night, and then NFL on Sunday and Monday, but the Sunday action is going to also be on Monday because I'm going to be watching that game on a one-day delay because I'm not going to be home on Sunday, unfortunately, to watch from start to finish those games. But be sure to keep an eye out for videos as always. So, once again, that'll do it. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Titans beat the Packers tonight on Thursday Night Football, 27-17.